furry pony. It's me, Holly.
Okay.
Wow.
Hi, everybody.
Harley,
Hello.
can you do the welcome to the thing blurb? I really need to refill my coffee. I was
Absolutely. I've got my new DSLR. I'm ready to be the host. Hi, everybody. I'm Holly. Welcome to another episode of Stories Told. Thank you so much for joining us for as long as you have through this big old campaign arena that we've done. And Garuda, thank you so much for that raid as well. I hope that your stream did really well and you had a fun time. What were you playing? How did it go? But hi. Today we're playing more Monster of the Week. It's the season finale. We're not going to kill anybody, hopefully, because we would love to maybe bring these characters back sometimes for a one-shot here or there, maybe. So if everyone could not die, that would be great. We do have the fuck shit up bar still running today, so if we reach $100, something will happen that Blue Jay will think of to kill us with, probably, I don't know, if you want to support. And also, yeah, and we're just gonna play Monster of the Week for like 3 hours, if you want to do that.
Oh, did Riker make a feature?
I hope he did. Riker.
Good. See, it was all for
He
good
did.
reason. I have coffee. Riker got on camera. That's what we needed. That's what everyone needed.
He really is so cute.
Okay, here you go, chat. I'm letting you know, chat. In the softness of my heart, having made many of the previous episodes and the previous show's finale very chaotic and horrific and just I did prepare an episode which I hoped would I'm laughing already because I feel like this is gonna go badly.
Uh-oh.
Which I hoped would be like a good ending and not like a horrific everything burned down in flame ending. That being said, we do still have the chaos fuck shit up bar.
Yeah.
So my plans might just change. I'm just letting you know that as things stand, I do want to not kill everybody and burn this shit down because I think that everyone in the cast would like for there to be an opportunity to potentially revisit this, maybe. But there is a fuck shit up bar.
It could fuck shit up for NPCs. Maybe it's just a fuck Mr. Daniels bar, and if we get to it, we get a horrible sex scene where I just have to...
If we get to double the fuck shit up bar, I will personally write NSFW fanfic of Mr. Daniels and Madeline. I will do it and we'll post it on the Patreon.
Oh my God.
I have read so many
I can commission
romance...
fan art of them together, and it's like Brendan Fraser and Madeline. Oh my God,
Oh
wait.
my
Hold
God.
on, wait.
I am letting you know I will do that.
Did you hear that, everybody? For a measly sum of $200.
Oh no, we're not doing it on stream. If I'm doing a sex scene, it will be a sex scene.
Is it gonna break to it? Oh.
No, I'm telling you, like that's why I said on the Patreon, like
Oh my God,
later, like a fanfic. Like I'm not gonna
And
make
then
us sit awkward.
We'll like reenact it, but that'll be like when COVID's over. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah. You and I, when
Yeah.
COVID's over,
Yeah,
I'll
okay.
write out the scripts of our future meeting. No, I'm kidding.
At $200, Madeline Vores Mr. Daniel. That's what Britishly Delicious said. That's so fucking funny. Just Vores him.
I mean,
All right,
you
I
take
don't
one
need
thing in
that
her
kind
mouth,
of
but I don't know about his whole body. Anyway.
You're all great and wonderful. In this Christian,
Thank you for the $20, Slancher.
You're wonderful. Let's go.
Yeah, that sex scene. Woo! Thank you for the $20.
Somebody wants that. Fuck.
You know that romance fiction and erotica are a huge industry. Many people want these things. But in the safe for work section that follows TOS, we have a mystery to uncover, a problem to solve, a monster to slay, and a group of chaotic kids that have just gotten back from, well, some trauma, a trauma field trip.
Again. Cool.
Woo! More of it.
It never ends. It never ends.
The trauma field trip was great.
Yeah.
Does anyone want to go through the last time on, or do we just want to?
What is Boofy? Thank you for the $10 count.
You're great. You're right. Anyone last time on? Anybody?
Dibs not, because I did the intro for today. Tom, how about you do it, huh, Tom?
I did the one that one time.
When?
Oh,
Literally when?
Isn't it?
Literally
I
when.
did literally yes, and I don't remember, but I did it and it counted. So bye.
That's crazy talk. You sound crazy right now. Did you know that?
Okay. I don't remember enough. Oh. Oh, looky. Whoa.
That was what happened to my door. I apologize.
That's a good
Ooh.
door.
Secret, I bought them for myself.
Damn it,
Okay.
I just bought McDonald's delivery.
Tom,
McDonald's.
Tom, did you did the last time on? Or are you doing it?
I didn't, because I don't remember enough
Oh my
exactly.
God.
I think that was the episode where we burned down a little shed and a guy died and everything was
it
bad,
in
right?
Ganga, and I got
Okay.
to flex
I
my
was-
last podcast on the left knowledge.
Yes.
Yeah.
You did.
Which you made
yeah,
fun
so
of
we
me
went.
for.
If you want to
Well,
know
it was
what
fun.
happened last time, you'll have to watch it. And as supplementary material,
Even better.
there's an episode of last podcast on the left that goes through Palomayombe. It's pretty good.
Thank you for the $10, Danny. We also have a YouTube as well if you look on our panels. And if you click that, then maybe all of the episodes will be up like tomorrow afternoon, and then you can just go
Oh my
watch all of them.
God. Amazing. Last time on, the gang didn't kill somebody, but they might as well have. So we have had a full day to rest. So anyone that has 3 or less harm can recover it. Does anyone have 4 or more harm?
I can recover it. Yay.
No, I don't.
Does that mean that Tom's arm is
Tom's arm is fine.
it's normal?
Ah,
They've
no
had
more
the
wither
time
arm.
to rest. Well,
Okay.
Victor's arm.
You
I don't
just
know what's
take-
happening with
just-
Tom's arm, but Victor's arm should be fine.
Okay.
you just
Oh, that's
uncheck
true.
the squares, right?
Yeah, we
Yes,
can
if
uncheck
you have
them.
3 or less
Okay.
harm, you can uncheck the squares
I had 3.
because you have gotten home from your field trip and had time to rest before the next day of school. We're gonna start the episode at y'all had the day of school goes by completely normal, blah blah blah. We're having a fast forward moment. And we do a zoom from the outside of the school. We see the stone building with the ivy on it. We see like a clear blue sky with some little like beautiful clouds, like very picturesque. It's a perfect day. We zoom in through the window of maybe an empty classroom or Madeline's office where you all are having what might be your first at school official club meeting that isn't like a expensive field trip. Do you have is it in an empty classroom? Is it in the library? Is it in Madeline's office? Like, where do you generally hold your? Well, I mean, you haven't.
I
had
feel like
one
it
before.
would be in like a classroom because you'd have to have a classroom for a club. Also, thank you everyone for so far. We have $69.69. I think so far it would be a, it would be a classroom thing because that's what we have here in England. It's like you have like a classroom in particular that you use for society.
Okay, so it's a classroom that doesn't have a class right in this period. It's probably early to mid-afternoon. The lights coming in through the windows. It's very warm. It's very pleasant. And you all are just now finishing going through Madeline's notes about the previous field trip that you went on. So I don't know, Madeline, are you writing this on a chalkboard or like in a computer or?
I don't think she would write in a chalkboard or a computer. I think she would write it in on paper, and then she would expect everybody else copy it down off of her paper, or maybe on the chalkboard, but also again expect everyone to copy it down. And then she would erase it as she was going.
Right. So you're trying to make this as official of a club as possible from our experiences in previous
Yes, it's really important.
sessions. So you actually take notes and you expect everyone else to do that, which definitely they were not doing.
I gave you all
And-
notebooks. Do you remember? I gave
I
you all
would be-
notebooks and pens.
That's in my note.
I'd have some notes.
Why'd you throw it out? I didn't bug it.
You could have definitely being tracked. So you were going through all of this and you're at the end of whatever blurb you were on. So maybe Madeline is standing near a chalkboard or at a front teacher desk, and then everyone else is sat around at other desks, maybe writing, maybe not. It's pretty irrelevant. But at the very end of the period, there's a bell or something I don't know if colleges have bells. Maybe there's bells that chime outside because there is a clock tower and it has like it chimes the hour. And as the clock tower chimes the hour, there's a knock at the door.
Come in. And I'm gonna like rub off everything that's on the board very hurriedly as I say that.
Okay, so you say come in and the door opens and it's an older man. He definitely isn't a college student. He's probably like middle-aged. He's wearing a like pretty horrible brown suit and a white collared shirt with like on the collar there's a little bit of a mustard stain that never went away. And he's starting to bald. And he looks around the room and he looks directly at Magenta, and then he holds up a wallet and flips it open, and you see a policeman's badge. And he says, Magenta Springfield, you're under arrest. What do you do?
Can I just run out of the room?
You can try to do so. You'll have to act under pressure.
I just want to like get up and just fucking bolt.
Okay, can you act under
12
pressure?
so badly.
Okay, yeah, I'll act under pressure.
Okay, so you get a 7. So on a 7 for act under pressure. Let's see. I'm going to give you a worse outcome, a hard choice, or a price to pay. So your option is that you look around the room, Magenta Springfield's what did I call you? The Bigby Park.
Oh, yeah.
The Bigby Park burglar. You look around the room. You're very used to like getting out of tough situations, and you know that you can't just dart out past him because as a police detective, he probably has a partner that would probably be like right outside the door. So your option would be to jump out of the window, to get if you wanted to like actually get out of his way, or to do what Magenta loves to do, which is guns fucking blazing. You know that Madeline keeps her Magnum on her and she's right next to you.
She
so
got that hanger on her.
I'm just letting you know that's your worst outcome, hard choice, or price. Straight to
You know, I don't mess with cops. I'm jumping out the window. I'm just gonna jump.
Okay. So Madeline, you say come in. The police detective comes in the room. Magenta, like as soon as she sees this guy and he says her name and flips open the thing, like goes to the window and just goes to jump out. And does anyone else do anything?
I think I'm in shock.
I try and like maintain eye contact with the police, and I'm like, just like one hand.
You're just like nothing's happening.
Like as if you just come in, I'm like, hi. I think Victor just dissipated underneath the table since Tom's gone. I'm gonna say Victor
definitely. Victor's like police. They have too many like conspiracy.
They know too much.
Options.
Yeah, they just go underneath the table like it's a lockdown mode.
So Magenta, you turn towards the window. Are you taking the time to like pry open like this old window, or are you just like breaking it?
I think I would just fucking smash it with an elbow or whatever.
Magenta, you know what? She just left.
I just smash it and jump out.
Okay. So Magenta like elbow breaks the window. There's no subtlety here. You're getting out of the situation. And we see the window break. We see like there's this like slow motion shot of like the turn through the wall to see Magenta's face as she's busting out the window. And then the last bell sounds from like maybe it's the 3 o'clock or the 4 o'clock bell. And then Tuesday, you close your eyes like in a blink and you open them again. And instead of watching Magenta breaking out of a window at 3 p.m., you open your eyes. And can you roll your beginning of the session move for me?
I'd love to. I'm not scared. Oh no.
So let me
Oh
just
no.
Oh.
your failure. I don't think you've ever failed on this one. At the beginning of each mystery, roll weird to see what's revealed about your immediate future. On a 10 plus, the keeper will reveal useful detail about the coming mystery. On a 7 to 9, you get a vague hint about it. On a miss, something bad is going to happen to you.
Wait, didn't you like make your luck make this 12 last time? Because you did fail this once, and then you were like, just kidding. Like, I swear that's what happened last time.
I don't think it was on this.
Wasn't it?
I've
Oh, okay.
used a lot of luck.
You have, so like,
I was
I
gonna
could
say,
be right.
are you close to your death? Like, how much luck do you have left?
I'm like 3 away.
What?
3 away. Okay.
Fine.
Wow, your weird is really bad. Okay.
It is.
I'm gonna run with
So on a miss, something bad is going to happen to you. Okay.
We've lost 2 people. It's
So
all going downhill.
you blink. You blink, and when you open your eyes again, you're sitting in your first period class at the very beginning of class. And you look down at your arm and you see the cuts from the window breaking and the glass like spraying everywhere. I know that she busted out the window, so typically the glass will go outside the window, but for the sake of having something bad happen to you, you got cut somehow. I don't know. It's physics. I'm not a physics teacher. All right. So you have just take 1 harm. Yeah. So you close your eyes,
Okay.
you open them, and you're in your first period class. And do you what do you do when you in 1 second to the next? You're used to having visions, but you this was you were there.
I think if I didn't immediately go back into my reality, I would probably touch the cuts or something like that to see kind of if it gave me a real reaction of pain or blood or
No, you just you see it's a cut on your arm. It definitely happened. And then it's the very beginning of your first class, and the teacher walks in to the front of the room, and first thing she asks for you all to hand in your papers, the same paper that you remember handing in the day that you just lived through, where Magenta jumped out the window.
I'm so excited if this was a Groundhog Day thing.
So she asks for the paper that you remember handing in just this morning.
If I check my bag, do I have
the
the
paper?
paper?
Is still there, yes. Paper you remember already handing it.
Okay. I hand over the paper. I kind of want. I may just. I think I would ask to go to the bathroom or something.
Your teacher does the how could you already have to go to the bathroom? Why aren't you prepared for class? It's first period thing, but they'll let you go because you're an adult. They're just
okay. And then I'm heading towards Victor.
Okay. Victor, where would
gonna
you be?
try find Victor.
Where would you be the very beginning of the day? Do you arrive at school just on time, or is Victor?
I'd be on school grounds already, probably lurking around in my little office.
Is there
space.
a place where Tuesday would know to find you at the beginning of the day, or is Tuesday looking through several of the places that Victor might be?
It would be several places, because it's kind of he would maybe be in his little broom closet, or he'd be around cleaning things up, or maybe he'd be lurking in studio. Or they, sorry, yes. Yep, they might be in different teaching labs, whatnot, lurking around.
Okay. So Tuesday, it takes you a minute, but Victor does have actual tasks that they have to accomplish every day. So eventually you'll find them. Where is it that Tuesday finally finds you, Victor?
You know what? Victor would be in probably a cafeteria.
Okay.
They'd be cleaning up vomit, maybe.
It's theirs.
Someone was really hungover. A student was really hungover and vomited in the cafeteria. So that's where you find Victor Tuesday. You find them in the cafeteria cleaning up some vomit, like sprinkling cat litter over it.
Oh,
That's
what you do.
I run up. I run up to Victor, just
like,
dry heave.
Have you never had to clean vomit before?
Yeah, you have to put like that powder shit.
Yeah.
Maybe I've been clearing up vomit wrong.
I used to work at a movie theater and someone
Me
threw
too.
up.
Me too.
Someone threw up in the sinks in the bathroom.
Oh.
That was great.
Oh,
Anyway.
Oh, nice.
So that's where you find Victor.
Victor, hi. Have you done this already? Have you
Victor, no, you have not.
Okay. No, this is the first one today.
Okay, this is gonna sound really weird, but you are the only person who might believe me, I feel. I've lived today. I've done today. It was 4 p.m. 2 seconds ago. And the cops are after Magenta? And it's like Groundhog. It's Groundhog Day for me.
Was it the guns? Oh, okay.
It could be so many things.
Okay. Has
So
anything
of all
else
the
stood
people
out?
to potentially believe this, I feel like Victor, if someone
100%.
told you, yeah.
Victor, they are going to probe. They're probing right now. They're trying to figure out what's going
Okay.
on. So what, does anything stood out to you? Were you licking any totems or something?
No, we were in Madeline's class. We were going over the last thing that we concluded yesterday, I think. That we just concluded, and we were writing notes, and then somebody came to the door, and then they said that they were a police officer and that they were here to arrest Magenta, and Magenta jumped out of the window instead of, I don't know, asking why or anything.
Well, I thought of that.
And now look at my and then look, and then I show Victor the signs of me having done that.
There's like some cuts on Tuesday's arm that just like they could have happened for various reasons, but obviously Tuesday is saying jumped out a window, hit with glass, etc. And you look at it, Victor, and yeah, like it could definitely be Tuesday got hit with some glass flying from a window, but like it could also be something that happened literally yesterday. It's hard to know.
Okay.
Was there anything about the day that was particularly noticeable before the 4 p.m.?
Tuesday, would you like to roll something to just think about your day?
Oh.
Sure.
I think it would be investigate a mystery.
Thank you all for meeting the fuck shit up bar, by the way.
Oh my goodness.
We are now $100 away from Mr. Daniel.
Mr. Daniel's fanfic. I'm so excited.
Fan fiction at 200, right?
Yeah.
At $200, I'll commission an artist to just do not safe for work art of them. That would be creepy.
Oh my god.
That'd be amazing.
I would be a fan.
I didn't think you said not safe for work. I thought you just said not twice by accident.
Honestly, like,
hey honey, what are you doing? Nothing, just commissioning a hardcore porn of my TTRPG character with an NPC.
It'd be so cool.
Amazing.
I got a success.
You got a 10. Okay. So you got a 10, so you can hold 2 and ask 2 questions. So one of the questions you just want to ask, like, is there anything that happened that I remember yesterday that would maybe have any kind of relevancy that was weird?
Yeah, like it's more I want to be like, this is what happened, and then show Victor that to show, like, prove that I'm
okay.
Jump back.
Let's see. From what you remember happening yesterday, to you, Tuesday, there wasn't anything that you can think of that was different than just an ordinary day up until when Magenta jumped out a window. I feel like, Victor, when someone posts on your message board or whatever, would you do you immediately look into every single post? Do you always bring it to the group immediately? Like, Tuesday's also on the forum. Do you check it every day, Tuesday, or
probably not as
often as Victor?
Fervently as Victor would, but I check it every day, I'd say.
So, Victor, if someone posts something on the message board, like, I don't know how active your message board is, but do you always immediately follow up, or?
Yeah, as soon as humanly possible. Absolutely.
I feel like he has notifications on for that shit.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know how adapted our cell phones are, but probably I'd set up some sort of like SMS portal where it just
goes off.
Me. Yeah.
Okay, and then if like you followed up with something and it seemed like fairly legit or like interesting, would you have told Tuesday or the group about it?
Yes. You know what? If there was something that I could convince them to go to a trip for, yes. If it's something I couldn't, I'd probably, like, even if it was like, oh, a town's on fire, I'd be like, well, you know what? I don't want to go.
This one wasn't a trip. This wouldn't have been a trip. Would you have shared it?
No, I would have hidden it.
Okay. So then no, you didn't hear about anything abnormal happening yesterday, Tuesday.
Damn it. Okay. Should I roll to investigate mystery just to like
let me just tell you, you're gonna live through the day again. You'll find this out in a little bit.
It is Groundhog Day. I love it here.
I'll let it ride.
Yeah. I'm just like, if you would have told Tuesday about it yesterday, then Tuesday would know now, or yesterday. But if you wouldn't have told Tuesday, then you'll find out later, and maybe you'll tell Tuesday this time.
Okay.
But you didn't before. So that's Okay. So no, Tuesday, you don't remember anything abnormal happening before Magenta jumped through a window. You have one more question if you want to use it.
Might as well.
Yeah, go on.
And it doesn't those questions might not necessarily be super relevant, but you can ask a question that seems like
maybe I'll hold on to it, actually.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry, just before I know a little bit more. I don't know how to prove this to you, apart from if you come at 4 p.m., it will happen. I'm sure of it. It's
okay. I mean, I'm all eyes. I'll come with you. I'll see. Wait, is there at 4 p.m.? What do you have with 4 p.m.?
The meeting with Madeline.
Oh yeah. Okay. I'll come to that.
Yeah,
please do.
Of course.
Made a little charcuterie board. I know it's just from the grocery store.
I heard you made a charcuterie board, and
I heard it's
really
just from the
goes
grocery
all
store.
out for these meetings. But I mean, it does taste
good. So the meeting is at 3. So are you gonna just continue with your day normally Tuesday, Victor, or are you gonna do anything differently?
I think I would go to the other 2 as well.
Okay.
I keep cleaning vomit.
Okay, so Victor returns to cleaning up vomit with I'm definitely going to be at the meeting today because it's going to be interesting. Tuesday, you go looking for, do you look for Madeline first or do you look for Magenta first?
Madeline.
Madeline is probably the easiest to locate because she actually has classes and an office.
I have office hours, actually. If any of the students want to come by my office hours, I do have office hours, everybody. If you ever want to come by, please, I'm so alone.
So, Madeline, do you teach a class first period? Remember, with your deal with Mr. Daniels, you're covering for some of Professor Pendleton's classes right now. So you're a little busier.
Okay, yeah. I'll say I'm in a class then, yeah.
So you, Tuesday, would probably know this because I'm assuming that Madeline keeps you all at least a little bit updated if her office hours are going to be changing because that's her job as a teacher or teacher's aide or whatever. So you know that she's teaching a class right now. Would you go to her class and like pull her out, or are you gonna wait? Are you going back to your own class?
If she was teaching
the same thing again that you did in the first episode, right? Like,
yeah,
Mr. Daniels really needs.
I feel like Now that we're friendlier, I know what Madeline cares about, and I'd probably wait till after her class.
Okay, so do you look for magenta first, or are you just going
Yes.
back to your own
Yeah.
class?
Magenta.
Fuck your own class. All right. So, magenta,
Mm.
tell me about what your average day looks like at school. Do you have a first period class, or were you like, fuck mornings? I don't like mornings. Like, what's magenta do?
Definitely no morning classes. And if I do, it would be a class that I don't go to and just go on days of the test.
Okay.
And I feel like also I don't like to follow like what I'm supposed to do at the school. So if I'm just interested in a subject, I'll probably just sit in the class and just, hang out. Like I just want to learn stuff and be in the back and not really do the
Okay.
work.
So I'm assuming that first period, you said you don't have classes, so you're probably rolling up at any point you want to.
Mm-hmm.
Where would Tuesday, would you know where to find magenta in the morning, or are you like looking around to see if you can find her? What was your relation to each other?
We were friends in
We were
middle
childhood
school.
friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so you might even have her number.
I was gonna say I'd probably text and be like, "Where are you at? I need to talk to you."
Okay, so you get a text from Tuesday, magenta, which is probably not super common because, like, honestly, if you only get 100 texts a month, you got to save that, save it for emergencies. Those are like, what, a quarter a message? It's nuts.
I could see myself also like right now, probably just like in the parking lot hanging out and maybe like sitting by Madeline's car, like just so I could hide between cars, maybe like eating a snack, just chilling, leaning against her car, but sitting on the floor. So I would just be like, go to Madeline's car. I'm like sitting by it.
Amazing. So Tuesday, you head out to the parking lot where sitting on the hood of Madeline's car is your best childhood friend, Magenta.
Magenta,
What's up?
okay, I feel like I know the answer. Have you done anything super illegal in the last few weeks?
What do you know? I mean, what's illegal to you? Like, I think you probably consider jaywalking illegal or like a mild burglary or something.
What have you done?
Like today or?
Okay, you know Groundhog Day?
Yeah, that's where the little dog and it happens again and again or something.
Exactly. Okay, so I'm in that right now. It was 3 p.m. 2 minutes ago, and you were gonna be arrested, and you jumped out a window, and then I went back in time, and now it's the beginning of the day again, and I have the cuts from when you jumped out the window, and there's a police officer who's going to arrest you today.
That sucks.
Yeah, it does. It does suck.
So, how are you sure about this?
Yes.
You didn't take anything earlier?
No.
Tuesday, can you roll to manipulate someone? I want to see like how much Magenta believes you. Because this is like, Magenta, you've seen some weird shit, but time travel, that's fucked up.
Is manipulate charm?
Yes, it's charm.
7.
Okay, on a 7 to 9, they mark experience if they do what you ask. So if you choose to just be like, this is fucked, but like I'll go with it, you can mark experience, or you can be like, no, time travel doesn't exist, and then you don't mark experience.
Not to persuade you, but I do level up in 1 experience.
No. It's Magenta marks experience.
You do whatever you want.
Good for you though, Hannah. That's nice for you. I like that. I'm happy for you. Well done.
So Magenta, Tuesday is giving you the like I'm telling you, this is what happened. You have the choice. You can mark experience and believe her, or you can not.
I'm gonna believe her. That she's never done anything to make me not believe her.
Okay.
So I'll mark experience.
So Tuesday, go ahead and continue your blurb, but like at least in this, Magenta is somehow like going along with it.
So, yeah. So the meeting we have later today.
Mm-hmm.
It was that. And then there was a knock at the door and everything was going fine. There was a charcuterie board and it was delicious. And then there was a knock and there was a police officer.
Oh, what
And
board?
Charcuterie?
What's that?
Oh, it's like, what? Like it was hams and like, I don't know.
Damn,
cheese
What are you, a
and-
Tory?
like-
and
Like-
and
What else?
olives. These are the only
had
things
this
I know. Don't
strawberry
ask me again.
blueberry.
Again, we're like detectives.
There were 3 different kinds of cheeses. There was prosciutto, there was salami,
That
there
sounds
was
good.
crackers,
So wait.
there was big jam, there was sliced apples and grapes. That's the
Apples.
charcuterie board.
So many
Alright.
apples.
So
There
so
were
you're telling
different.
me.
There were different types of apple.
So you're telling me I'm going to see that today?
Why are
Gonna
you
happen.
focusing on the charcuterie board?
That sounds really good. I've never.
It was really good, and then a police officer came,
Oh.
and then you jumped out of a window.
Okay, well, if this is going to happen, then let's just not do that. Like, I should probably dip. Like, what? Maybe you should too.
Well,
What do we?
I don't know because I don't know if us.
This is why we
changing-
shouldn't have messed with all these bones, all
I
these
know,
weird. We've been
yeah.
doing weird shit, and now this. What do we
But
do?
if we mess with the time, if we mess with time, does that mean? I don't
Wait
know.
a minute. If you can time travel, you could like win the lottery, and we could go to like.
It wasn't an optional thing. I just blinked and then I was here.
But if you can hone in on it, imagine the money that we could make.
Well, sure, but maybe we should go to this meeting today.
I don't know. You just told me that somebody's gonna
But we know it's gonna happen. We can prepare.
Okay, how do we prepare?
I don't know, but we could like when the police officer knocks, we could like knock him out. That's a terrible idea. We should not knock out.
Wanna-
I'm gonna talk to Madeline later.
So I should bring
and
my guns to class today, definitely.
That's a terrible idea. That is a terrible idea.
I could easily fit my M4 in my backpack.
No.
Only the top peeks out, and like people will think it's a prop. Okay, well, what is our plan here then? I
don't know. I need to talk to Madeline.
Do you want to wait and talk to Madeline when she's done with her class? We can do a little time get. Okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
this period ends, the bells of the clock tower chime, and Madeline is heading out of her class to go to her office.
I'm heading out of class to go to my office.
Were you gonna talk to her?
Nah, I just walk on
I
by.
not to anymore?
I just leave.
Lock eye contact and keep walking.
I'm sorry, do you not want to talk to Madeline anymore? You don't have
Madeline, Madeline, do you like charcoal boards? Because we have some stuff to tell you.
I don't think you're supposed to eat chocolate.
Like,
Tuesday, tell her the thing. Tell her the thing.
I tell her the thing again.
Got it. Right. Okay. So you think
Please.
you have to roll. Not with Victor, because Victor is like the only person that I think would be like time travel. Sure.
Oh.
Okay.
I do have luck.
Luck.
No,
luck.
you
could
don't.
use your
luck.
I feel like I
funnier
should
if you
save my
don't.
luck.
Luck.
Okay, so you hear this whole, like, we don't have to go through it all again, but you hear this whole thing from Tuesday, and let me just make sure like what the thing is. On a miss, it's up to that hunter to decide how badly you offend or annoy them. They mark experience if they decide not to do what you asked. Monsters and minions cannot be manipulated. Okay, so you get the choice of how badly you offend or offended or annoyed by Tuesday. And you can mark experience if you decide not to go along with her thing about time travel. But I would like for you, Madeline, like when she's telling you this story, like you think back to what happened literally just yesterday, how like there were dead bodies everywhere and like literally like someone grabbed you and pulled you through a mirror.
Mm-hmm.
So like she's telling you about time travel and how she saw this thing and you're thinking like maybe she did like just like a week ago cut someone's head off.
Okay. I'm still allowed to like not believe it, right? Just like not like I'm not gonna like entirely think that she's lost her mind or whatever. But
No, I'm just like, because it's a failed role, like you can choose how you act, but I as the GM, because of the failure, like that's the stuff that it brings up for you. You can still choose to like, okay, like I'll go along, like that's your choice.
Right,
But it was a
okay.
failure. It wasn't a success. So just keep in mind that like these are things that are like relevant to you in this moment.
okay. So can I mark experience and like pretend to go along with what she's saying but not believe her?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Like the film with oh my goodness, was it Tom Hanks and the Tom
No, it's not Tom Hanks.
Bill.
Yeah, it's
Bill
Madeline though,
Murray.
so she's saying thinking it's Tom Hanks.
Oh.
So like Tom Hanks is in that, I think, right? And then he, I don't actually, I mean, for point of reference, I do wish that was a different film because he does sort of inappropriate things to the woman in that diner. But anyway, so time travel. You think that you're traveling through time today? Is
It's
that what
not-
the theme is for the?
I don't think it's like I optionally have time travel powers, but it's
okay.
but I blinked and then I was back in my 9 a.m. class.
She already did the day.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've handed in a piece of homework twice today and like
Right.
all the same things.
Okay. And so you think it's going to happen again at 4 p.m.? Not when you go to sleep? Why would it happen at 4 p.m. instead of like when you go to sleep, like in the movie?
Good question.
Maybe it's like the timeline went wonky, or because Magenta chose to jump out the window.
Madeline, I just really need to hide under your desk today. Is that cool? During class?
Yeah, sure. I mean, if you want, Victor has a specific desk that they use, which it has like a Klondike bar like tucked into the like
War.
under. Yeah, they've made like a little den.
I'm gonna
there
need to
if you
borrow
wanted.
your little gun toy you have as well.
My Magnum. I feel
Yeah.
like you have enough guns, Magenta. I think
I
I'll
didn't
hold
bring
on
them
to
to
my
school. I only brought the knife
Good.
to school because the
Okay, well, tomorrow you can bring your guns to school if you want and just
Ma-
have a smaller
The
one.
police officer is gonna.
There's a police. Okay. Okay, so if everything repeats at 4, then just go to the meeting at 4 p.m. and then we'll talk about it and how the day repeated because I
Miss.
think, yes.
You're planning on bringing a charcuterie board and you're gonna bring 3 different types of apples.
cheese, hams, olives, all that.
Olives.
You better be there.
I mean, okay, Tuesday, I did mention that in the sort of, I did mention
didn't
that to
read
you
it
all
all.
before, and I
I
appreciate that you
thought-
remembered that. That's really sweet that you remembered that I planned on bringing that. But I do think before you know what, I'm going to put you down for tomorrow, maybe speak to the counselor because of the stress from yesterday and last week and that kind of thing, maybe
I'm not
causing you to sort of
stressed.
dissociate. And
I'm
you
not
think that
stressed.
you're-
you think she
We
needs to
know
get
that I have
counseling?
visions.
We were in a closet with bones. This
Yeah,
isn't
that's
that
fine.
weird. This isn't that
The-
weird.
Well, this
Oh,
is nice.
You,
I
Madeline, you have another class that's coming up in like 5 minutes that you have
Oh.
to get to.
I have another class coming up really shortly, girls. So just
Okay,
let me know.
but just
I'm
it
too
will
young to go to
happen.
prison.
Okay. How's this? Tuesday. If this happens again, if this loops again, okay.
Okay.
It's fine. I'm
Ma-
not to get
Tell
to
me
that.
something. Tell me a secret.
Yeah. Oh, if I tell you my middle name, you wouldn't know my middle name, would you? Do you know my middle name?
No.
Okay, well maybe I don't know. Maybe you looked me up in the database and saw my little bio, and I don't know. Anyway, okay, my middle name is Louisiana because one of the nurses misheard my mother say Louise when she was giving birth, and she was like, "Oh, Louisiana, how hipster," and that kind of thing. But so it's Louisiana. It's my middle name. So
Oh, what a beautiful
Are
name.
you gonna believe
It's
that though?
stunning.
Are you gonna believe that tomorrow? Like, we need to know something weirder about you. Like, you got a weird birthmark
Yeah.
on your body or something?
Yeah,
Well,
that's
I
a good
have-
one.
Okay. I mean, I have
Do you have a secret tattoo?
webbed toes, but it is normal to have webbed toes. But I do have.
What else? What else is weird about your body that nobody would ever see?
Okay, now it's getting a little bit invasive.
I know. I just. I don't want to go to
We
jail.
want you to believe us.
All right, Madeline, like you're going to be late for class.
I can body skip, and I don't mention that because students, their minds run wild because of attractive woman says she can body skip and she's flexible. So I don't tell anybody that, but I'll tell you girls that. Tell me that if you see me again, I have to go to class now. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
What the fuck is body skipping?
I have literally no clue.
Is that a sex thing?
I don't know. I don't want to know.
I grabbed the other person's body and skip with it.
Oh.
Sorry, Tuesday. Are you going to be going to the rest of your classes today, or are you just like fuck today?
I think I'm pretty fucked today. Yeah.
And then, Magenta, are you planning to remain at school even though you have been told and believe that a police officer is coming to school to arrest you?
No way. I think I would just not go. I think I would maybe even like be outside the classroom and like outside the window, like looking in just to see if it happens. And then if I see them, I just bolt.
Okay. Victor, so it's like, let's do a little bit of a time skip. You're done cleaning up vomit in the cafeteria. You maybe like a second period, group of classes. You have time because you made time to check your forums. Or maybe you were given a notification that someone had posted on your forums, like however you get notifications. Someone's posted on your forums. You're muted.
Your mic isn't.
Your mic
no.
isn't.
He
Wait.
doesn't care.
Wait.
He's just-
Your mic is
Oh my
still.
God, Ursula took his voice.
I couldn't hear. I was wondering what you were saying. No, Victor would absolutely just go back to their office and check
Okay, as soon as
immediately.
you get the notification, you're back to your office.
Yeah.
Okay, so you pull up your forums, and it's that bright green Pseudosociety, da 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 da, and a user whose username is EYE want to believe has posted on your forum that they think they found a cursed object.
Oh.
Yeah, no, like they say like I think I found a cursed object, like it's been in my family, like I found it in my attic. Like it definitely killed my great aunt Mildred. And like there's a picture that they include, like it's really grainy and awful because it was taken like with a 2000s cell phone. But like there's a picture of the object, like you can barely tell what it is. But yeah, they've posted.
Are they still online?
Oh yeah, they just posted
Oh.
it. You immediately went to your computer because you're Victor. So they're still online. You can talk to them.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna reply. I'm gonna ask, where'd you find that? What is this?
So their response is like, I found it in my grandma's attic. It was like inside of a locked, like lead lined crate, or I don't know, what are they called? The boxes, the chest. Why did I not think of that?
Oh, like a trunk?
Trunk. Yeah. It was like this old trunk in the back of their attic. They were finally cleaning out their grandma's stuff from like ages ago. And it's this really old like steamer trunk, but it was lead lined for some reason. And inside of that steamer trunk was this object with like, maybe the reason they think it's cursed is like it came with a journal of their great aunt Mildred's journal. And they read a little bit of it, they skimmed it, they said, and it definitely seems like this like thing that they got was the cause of like a lot of pain and trauma for their great aunt Mildred. And they say like you can't really tell in the picture, but it's a pocket watch.
Interest. Okay. Do you still have it?
Yeah, I don't know what to do with it. I went here because I figured you might have an idea of how to make it uncursed, or maybe it's valuable. Like maybe I could sell a cursed object and get like hella money.
Oh, I mean, Not till you
they use
uncurse
hella.
it. They might. Who knows? It was a crazy time back then. Oh, would you be willing to send it to me? I could look into it for you.
Absolutely. When would you want to meet?
As soon as possible. Where do you live? This is getting weird.
I feel like your forums aren't
or...
like widespread enough for it to have much reach outside of like this general area. Yeah. Like you've probably passed out surreptitious like flyers on campus, but I can't imagine that like you have like a ton of online readership. So they're local.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm gonna suggest we meet in like a public space. Let's go for a mall.
Let's go for a mall food there, I swear to
For the sake of this, the sake of this adventure remaining as close to school as possible, why don't they meet you on campus?
Oh, Victor would never do that, but for the for the sake of the game, sure. Come on, come to my workplace, stranger.
You can dress like this isn't your workplace. Does Victor,
I could. Maybe I could dress incognito.
Disguise?
Oh my god, please disguise yourself. That'd be so funny. Please roll for the disguise. Can he roll for the disguise? Can Tom have to roll for it?
Sure.
Yes.
There's a coffee shop that is not. It's like right off of campus. It's like right across the street from campus. It's where a lot of students go because there's like was there Wi-Fi in the 2000s? I don't think
there wasn't Wi-Fi.
No.
Maybe it's also got like an internet cafe at this coffee shop. So a lot of students go there to do homework. So it's definitely a place where there'll be like tons of strangers and people coming in and out. So you have marked this location as being like safe for surreptitious meetups because there's so many people going in and out to use the computers and everything.
That's perfect.
Are you going to be disguising yourself or are you wearing your janitors? Okay, so will you, let's see. I feel like this is a charm roll because you're trying to convince somebody or manipulate someone into thinking that you're someone different than they are.
A -1. Oh, okay.
So can you describe to me how you disguise yourself?
I'm going to limit myself to only using materials I can find in a janitor's closet.
Okay. So I will say that unless you're going to use your luck to make this a success,
nope.
Which, it doesn't make much sense to do so.
They're pushing themselves closer to death.
It's
a
really,
bleach
really
mustache.
Obvious that like everything that you have put on yourself is like it doesn't fit you. It's obviously been in this is the stuff that anyone would know has been left in the
Can I offer a
lost
suggestion?
town.
That they've tried to make a mustache out of broom bristles.
Oh my god.
A full half of a broom and 2 like ropes around my head.
Amazing. So you look like you've put on a disguise, but it looks so much like a disguise that anyone looking at you can absolutely see that you've just disguised yourself using the things that you can find in a janitor's closet. I'm sorry. So you roll up to the coffee shop and I think that the person told you that you would be able to recognize them because they are carrying a little toy doll that's shaped like a green-eyed alien, sort of like a green like alien doll. That's just like it's like the kind you would get out of one of those like claw machines. So it's like a pretty cheap looking, like it glows in the dark. This little like alien doll, like maybe it's shaped like ET or something. And so they have this like claw machine. They're just holding it like next to their face, and it's a young woman, and she has like really round glasses, her like mousy brown hair, and she has it in 2 pigtails, and she's probably around like a college student age, and she's got like just like a kind of slouchy jumper on, jeans and like Converse or something ridiculous of the times. I don't know what shoes people wear, tennis shoes, Converse. So she's got this like alien thing next to her face, and she's like holding her arms next to her body and like looking really like surreptitious meeting kind of.
Okay, I'm gonna sit down beside them. I assume they're like sitting at a computer or something, right? Or are they just standing around?
Yeah, they've tried to find the like least populated part of this like internet cafe / coffee shop, but it's definitely still like very busy, being a school day and all that. So yeah, they're sitting at one of the computer like the desks have little things between them, so you can't just look over at what someone next to you is doing.
Okay.
And they're sitting there, and you sit next to them.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask. Are you the?
I
Are
want
you
to
from the
believe
forum?
is their username.
I want to believe.
And she looks over and she's like, "Yes. What's your username on the website?"
Oh God, I don't know.
What is it, Victor?
Only sane person.
Only the last one left. Big
Okay.
brain guy. Fine. I'll go last one left. That's fine.
Okay, so she's like, "Yes. Are you last one left?
Mm-hmm.
Is it the number one? It's definitely the number one.
Oh, of
right?"
course. Just throw some lead speak in there.
And I'm so glad that you could meet me so soon. I honestly just don't know what to do with this thing. And she puts the alien like back in her pocket because like obviously that's hers. I really, I mean, don't want to hold on to it. So, but also like, how often do you run into a cursed object?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, if you're not looking for them, sometimes they creep up on you. I do have to ask before I take this item. How did your grandmother pass? Just so I know what to avoid.
She like looks around like
Your
she doesn't
dead
wanna know.
grandmother who's dead. Her.
It was her great aunt
dead-
Mildred.
Oh, sorry, the great aunt. Your great aunt who died.
Oh, great
the dead
aunt,
one.
yes.
Yeah, the dead one.
Oh, Mildred.
She looks around. She's like, "Well, I mean, it was kind of like under mysterious circumstances. Like she was just fine, and then all of a sudden she just started to get sick, and none of the doctors knew what was happening." And she wrote in her journal that like, I mean, like it was definitely not natural. Like she didn't do anything, and yeah, like so this mysterious sickness is like it's what killed her. It was like nobody knew what was going on or like why. But and she rummages in and like she like takes out a cloth covered thing. Like she definitely has very intentionally not touched it. And she's like, she pulls like back the cloth, and you see like this old fashioned, and like the metal is definitely like got some patina on it. Like it's obviously not been touched or like cared for in a long time. This like pocket watch. And it looks like a ordinary old fashioned pocket watch. But like she's very careful not to touch it. And then she like lets you see it a little bit, and then she like folds the cloth back over it.
Okay. Well, if you're okay with me borrowing and researching that watch for as long as I can get back to you within a week with what I found.
Well, like I'm obviously like my mom wants to sell it. So like
What?
I mean,
somebody else will die if you sell it.
that's what I was saying, but like I told her that I would sell it. So like if you have like I don't know, like some money, then I could just like you could just have it for as long as you need, but I have to I mean, my mom won't let me just like give it to somebody.
I understand. I'm going to lock eyes with her and make the most amazing speech as to why it's her moral responsibility to just loan me that fucking watch for no money. And I'm going to try to roll to manipulate if you're okay with that.
Yes,
You should
but
buy
you
her
have to make
coffee
the speech.
instead.
I will. I'm I could give you the money for this coffee, or I could buy you a coffee.
Okay, so make the speech. She'll do it, but only if you do something for her right now to show that you mean it.
Like buying her a
so
coffee.
Give me the speech. Give it to me.
Maybe I'll. Okay, you have a moral obligation to give me that watch. Your choices matter. It doesn't matter whether or not your mother wants money for this watch. If you let this watch slip through her hands to another random stranger, another death will be on your conscience. It's more like a threat than anything. Jesus, that's
Also,
terrible.
how do you take your Americano?
Also, if you do you want a donut,
I mean, so okay. I will. I'll let you research it and look into it, but you have to promise me that you'll give it back or give me the money by Saturday.
Oh, all right, that's fair. That's easy. I can do that. Yes.
And you have to let me know where I can find you in case you don't hold to your promise.
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna slip over one of my hastily crafted business cards that literally just has the like broom closet number on it.
Okay, so you will, in your horrible disguise, you will let this girl know where she can find you.
I suppose that's a little short-sighted, but I'm gonna say, Victor's ego is a little bit bigger than their brain at the moment.
All right, so she will take the card and hand you the cloth-covered object, and be like, just don't touch it. I don't know how the curse works. She'll give it to you.
Okay, I promise I won't touch it. I'll take it through the cloth, of course.
Sounds like a second date scored to me, Victor. You're doing great.
I'll just let me know on the forums if you find anything.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'll ask around. I'll ask every user.
Did you
all three of
them.
You
ever follow up on that disappearances post? That one was nuts.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I did. That one was pretty crazy.
I would love to hear about that sometimes. Like sometimes when you respond to the post, I just I immediately get it's more validating, right? Like if you respond, then I feel like it's got to be real, right?
Well, I am the last one. I understand. I'll you know what? I'll tell you all about it in a week once I've researched the object.
Okay, on Saturday then. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And then you're getting it back, and then hopefully, and can I have your permission here? If I find a way to uncurse this, you okay with me taking the curse away so you can just sell it?
Oh, of course. Yes.
Okay,
I just don't want to be responsible for someone's death like that.
Exactly.
Like I can't imagine just letting that go and then being on my conscience.
It's pretty messed up. So I'll decurse it. Well, I'll try to decurse it. If I can't, I'll warn you. But you'll get it back on Saturday.
Okay.
Business.
I'll see you on Saturday then.
Okay. Cheers. I leave.
and she looks around, adjusts her glasses, and is very cautiously waiting so she's not leaving with you,
I imagine that Victor leaves places like this just backwards, they don't turn around.
You must not see my back. I'm so happy she didn't press me for the story, because that one ended in a lot of death when we investigated those.
She'll ask you on Saturday. That'll be the third fuck shit up bar fanfic.
I just want them to go on a date. I don't know why.
Wow, you need to play some more visual novel.
It would validate.
Get out of your
she would validate all of their conspiracy theories.
All right, so the end of second period, Madeline is done. You're done with your second class. We have, let's just say there's 4 classes per day. So Victor went and saw he got a cursed object. Victor, do you come back to the school and tell anybody about this? You remember what Tuesday said this morning about there being some kind of time loop? Do you tell anyone about the cursed object, or are you going to keep that to yourself?
I would probably draw a direct parallel between an artifact of a watch and also a friend who's got time problems.
Okay, so you're gonna come back to school and tell Tuesday about it, or?
Yeah, I think I'd either find the crew or do as much research as I can before the meeting. I mean, is this all prior to the meeting still?
Yes, the meeting. Let's say we have the first class, second class, lunch, third class meeting. So now it's lunch. So you can find where Tuesday is on her lunch, or you can do some research and then find where Tuesday is.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go for research and then go for the meeting. Should I roll to investigate mystery while I'm researching? Or okay.
Yeah.
Babu, I do. Ooh, I do
Okay,
good.
so you get one hold. What would you like to ask? What are you doing first to like try and research this? And then what's your question?
I would probably be look at I'd just be Googling at this point, I think.
You would just be Googling.
Yeah, if that's I mean, when did Google get made? Like 94 or something?
I mean, yes, you can Google. I'm just
Okay.
telling you that the more generalized your search options are, the more generalized and vague your answer will be.
I get you. Dang it. I was going to ask
But
on
you
the forum,
do
but
know
knowing
somebody
that's
who literally has like a library, a lore
Yeah,
library.
I do literally have a law
biology.
library in my office where
Oh
you
my
literally will get
fine.
+1, like, you know, whatever. It's fine.
I'll do it. I'll bust into Madeline's.
I also, just for
library.
reference, by the way, I do have the oubliette thing for my office, which is that this
Yeah.
room is isolated from every kind of monster, spirit, or magic. Anything you stash in there can't be found, can't do magic, and can't get out. So just
That is a thing.
heads up, I have that.
And I think I would be taking
So,
that
Madeline,
beautiful
how
watch
would
with me.
you know that that works that way?
Because I remember you and me spoke about this because we weren't sure, and I think you said that it was like that, like a previous teacher or something was like paranoid or like enjoyed just like normal sort of witchcraft stuff and had done like runes on the inside of the door or something, or that it was like something like that. And I imagine that like Victor maybe has recognized those runes at some point and told me, and I've been like, okay, yeah, maybe, sure, and like I've never tried it, so that's how I imagine.
So maybe it's more that like Victor thinks that your office is this way,
Yeah.
but Madeline is okay. So you would know that then about Madeline's office, Victor. Like you think like if you put a magical item in this room because of this cool door, it won't be able to be cursed at anybody. But then of course you couldn't bring it out and give it back to I want to believe on Saturday.
Your girlfriend.
Oh. Wait, does it destroy the item or does it take the curse away?
No, it just can't. It can't do its magic inside that room.
While it's in the room. But once I take it out, it's back to
it's back to being
popping
cast,
again. Okay. So wait, what would stop me from taking it in the room and then just bringing it out later? And
Nothing.
or you're just saying if I take it back, it's still cursed and I can't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Theoretically,
I would-
you would understand that to be the case.
Cool.
Maybe
I like
Madeline
that.
thinks something weird about it, but yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna absolutely take it to that room then. If I've got that prior knowledge, or Victor's got that prior knowledge, then yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
So Madeline, are you in your office for lunch or?
Yes, I am.
All right. And is anyone else like Tuesday? Are you like hanging out with? You said you weren't going to be going to classes, so are you trying to do more like research on why this could possibly be happening?
Yeah.
So probably you would be accessing Madeline's library as well.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Magenta, are you still on campus or
I
have you
feel
already
like I'm
flown
just
the
like,
coop?
I'm like hiding in the bushes. Like I'm just being weird.
Okay, so Victor, you get to Madeline's office with your new cursed pocket watch, and Tuesday and Madeline are both in the office as Tuesday is doing some research of her own into like potential time travel loop bullshit. So you get there. You have a cursed object.
Okay. I would love to roll to investigate mystery by way of like
You're gonna say hello?
just rolling.
What happened to hello? What happened to how are you?
It's just I don't even care. This is my
So Victor
space
gets to the
now. I'm
office
taking
and
it over.
immediately just busts in and gets Tuesday off of the computer. Is that what?
No, I just bust in the
Victor,
door and I don't
Victor.
look at her and I'm looking down playing with the watch.
Victor,
Okay.
Victor,
Yeah.
do you remember what we spoke about?
No.
You're meant to knock before you come in the office, okay?
Yeah, but then you know when I'm
Okay,
coming in.
this is my lunch. Okay, this is the only time that I have to myself usually, and I let students come in, so I need you to knock.
Okay. Yeah.
you can
I'll knock when
you
you're
can
eating lunch.
retry it, Victor. Go on.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna come back in.
Yes.
Can I come in?
Who is it?
It
I'm
is
like
I.
it's a Tuesday. I'm like.
Okay. Well, Victor.
All right, Victor. Yeah, you can come in. I am on my lunch though, Victor. So
Thank you. Wow, thank you. Anyway, I have a new item that I got from somebody on the forum, and it's probably cursed. I'm gonna research it now. So if you don't mind, give me some space.
give me some
Wait,
space,
but-
please.
What?
Well, so okay, so
Mm.
we're already in a time loop thing,
Oh yeah.
and
Well,
you brought
are.
a cursed and you brought a
You're in
cursed
the
object,
time loop Tuesday.
huh?
No one else is experiencing the time loop.
I mean, yeah.
It's a communism thing. We're all in the time loop together.
Yeah, I support the group as a
Our
whole.
time loop.
And you brought a cursed object into this as well.
Well, it might not actually be. What is it? What is it, Victor?
Well, okay, so I don't know how it's cursed, but I think it killed an elderly woman, or she died on her own. I'm trying to piece that together.
And why have you brought it? Why have you brought it to my office, Victor?
Oh, you're always telling me how to knock. Well, I'm always telling you about the runes on the door frame. Do you remember? Do you remember the old Wiccan artist that used to live here? She was a lovely woman.
Okay.
And you
What?
don't respect her work.
There's runes etched on the door frame, and Victor thinks that they like protect against magic and that kind of thing, which they very well might, considering the things that I've seen recently. But I worry about a door frame's ability to withstand a murderous object, seeing as it can't even withstand Victor. So.
So, how do you find out if something is cursed?
Well, usually if you touch it and bad stuff happens, but since we're in the runes room, nothing bad's gonna happen. So I'm just gonna kind of look it over for anything that helps me identify it, like where it came from or like what names on it, stuff like that. Maybe if I open it up and there's a little like photo of some people on it, I could hunt them down. I don't know. I'm just gonna look at it.
Okay.
Okay,
you guys
so
help me?
Victor, you had already rolled to investigate a mystery and got an 8. So even with the +1, you still only have one hold question. But you can ask that question with access to this larger, more specific library.
Okay. I would love to ask, what can it do?
And you're like looking through Madeline's like mythological library.
Yeah, tome after tome, digging, scrolling.
So you can find a lot of general stuff about like people placing curses on objects. There's a lot of like cursed objects in hoodoo, but generally those are like specifically crafted and not the curses put on an ordinary object. You can find a lot of information about like specific things that have to do with this, but there's nothing that says, yes, this one specific pocket watch that you have a picture of that looks the same is cursed. Like there is information about things like this potentially happening in mythology, and as you would assume, since you've experienced mythological things happening in real life, like that could be the case. But there's nothing like, yes, this object is specifically cursed.
Dang it. Okay.
Can I look up stuff about time loops since I'm bored on my lunch?
I believe that Tuesday already she has one more
Oh,
hold.
okay.
So if you wanted to, but then you could also.
Can I also, just as like a separate thing, because like I still don't like I'm like I want to like her to think that I'm like interested in trying to help and stuff. Okay,
Yes,
so do
you
I
absolutely
roll?
can. Sure.
Okay.
Yes. Investigate a mystery.
Okay, so take 1 forward to investigate a mystery. And then oh god. Okay. 1. Yay. Woo.
Okay, so you get a full success. So you have 2 holds to ask me 2 questions regarding time loops or the specific time loop or what have you.
Ooh.
What are you doing exactly? Are you just consulting your like mythology database, or are you looking at something else?
I think that A, I'd be looking at my mythology database, and B, she might do some like really like misguided, rudimentary looking on like she would like be super vague, and she would like go on like Wikipedia or like Google or something. She'd be like, I'll go on Wikipedia, but then I'll look in the references list on Wikipedia, so it's like I know more. I guess I would say, what
You don't have to ask a question like specifically off that list.
Okay.
But you can just ask me like 2 general questions.
Okay, I would say I would look. Are there any people in history that have ever reported being caught in time loops? Would be my first question.
You get, if you're looking like in both general and specific, like in the general like Wikipedia sense for time loops, it gives you a lot of like media, like fictional media in which time loops are present, including like Groundhog Day and other movies. If you're looking more in like mythological occurrences, the manipulation of time is more often related to like magical means than it is to like natural phenomena. Like you can't find any like natural occurrences of like time bending or time loops outside of like a stellar phenomena like the black hole would manipulate time, but that's not just gonna happen to somebody on a regular day.
Yeah,
like it seems more like a magical manipulation of time intentionally than something that could just happen.
Okay.
Sorry,
I was gonna my other question if that's okay, but do you want to go first, Hannah?
I was gonna ask another question. So
yes, you both have one hold left.
Okay, I would ask like, is there anything about breaking them or like getting out of the loops?
If the time loop is a magical occurrence, then that like magical thing would have to have been like created or cast by a certain practitioner. And you could use, like in the theory, you could use magical means to locate the practitioner at the center of a spell.
Okay, got it. Okay, Hannah.
If that's what it was.
That was going to be my question.
That to be true.
Okay, I report all of this to Tuesday and the group as a whole, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Tuesday, do you want to use your question or?
That was going to be my question.
Okay, so this is happening over time? So after a bit of this, like lunch is going to be over, and because you are covering for Professor Pendleton's classes, Madeline, you do have a 3rd period class before the Pseudosociety meeting. So what are each of your plans before, like obviously Madeline, like you can't, Mr. Daniels would be very upset with you if you just didn't go to your class.
Oh my
like
goodness.
He covered for you all week.
I've been in so much trouble. Oh my God.
So what do you do? You had all of lunch, you did all this research, it took some time. What's the plan for before the event that you foresaw happening Tuesday?
For me, it's probably staying in the office until it's time.
Okay.
Maybe watch Victor learn more about this object. Yeah, that'll probably be it.
Okay. Madeline, are you going to be going to your class?
Yeah, I would get in my class.
Magenta, are you still just the Simpsons hiding in bushes, or?
Yeah, I think at this point I'm like getting impatient, maybe smoking some cigs outside the window, like looking in, just waiting to see.
So you were waiting all day outside.
Yeah, I just want to see if this shit's real.
Okay. So, 3rd period, Victor, sorry, are you doing anything differently? Are you leaving the cursed pocket watch in this room?
No, I'd be staying with Tuesday and just researching and doing things and totally following whatever job I might have had the day.
Wait, when you go to leave the office, are you going to keep the pocket watch inside the room, or are you going to take it out with you?
Probably going to take it with me.
What was the point of the room?
Well, I'm in it now. I'm going to stay in it as long as possible, but if and when I leave, it's coming with me.
Well,
so the only event we have planned after this is going to the meeting where Tuesday thinks that the detective is going to appear and ask for Magenta. Will you be taking the pocket watch with you?
Ooh.
Oh, yes. I gotta keep an eye on artifacts. What if somebody opens the office door?
No, that's fine.
It's in my pocket.
So 3rd period goes by, no problems, and you arrive for the club meeting. Are you having it, Madeline, just as you were planning to have it, going over the occurrences of your last field trip?
Yeah.
Yeah. And in this case, Magenta, you're not in the room?
No.
I would make a joke to Tuesday where I'd be like, and you're going to remember that I'm going to ask you to take out your workbooks and have them with you.
Yeah.
Because you would have. Yeah. Okay.
So we have the like general recurrence of like everything's going according to plan. Maybe Victor is fiddling with a pocket watch and a cloth this time where they weren't before. And then the clock chimes 4 p.m., the end of the meeting, and at the same time there is a knock on the door.
Come in.
I told
What?
you. I told you.
Oh.
This.
Oh, she's
And
gonna be.
in the door enters a man, slightly balding, middle-aged, wearing an awful brown suit with a mustard stain on his collar. And he looks around the room, doesn't see Magenta, and like flips open his wallet to show the badge and says, "Are you Madeline Valentini?
Yes. How can I help you?
I have some questions for you about a series of burglaries. I'm going to need you to come down to the station with me.
Am I under arrest?
I have some questions to ask you. You're not currently under arrest, but if you need me to get a warrant to come back and ask you the questions, then I could do that as well.
I need you to do that. Yeah, I am in a lesson, so if I'm not being detained, I'd rather not go down to the station.
Fine. I'll go get a warrant then.
Whenever an NPC is annoyed at me, I feel like Blue Jay's annoyed at me, and it stresses me out.
No, he's definitely like, so I could ask you some questions and this could be fine. This could be done in a moment.
No.
Or I could get a warrant because you've been seen with the felon, Magenta Springfield, the burglar of, what did I call it?
Baby
Rigby.
Park.
Baby
burglar.
The Bigby Park
Baby
burglar.
Park. Baby Park.
Or you could just tell me what I need to know. But if you want to make this more difficult, that's your choice.
I mean, I am seen with many of my students due to being their teacher, so
All right. So the last bell, like as we're having this conversation, the last bell chimes for 4 o'clock. And Tuesday, you close your eyes and you open them up again, and you're in your first period class.
Yay! School never ends. School never ends.
All right. So let's take a break.
What the?
And see if our intrepid heroes can figure out this time loop.
I'll see you all in 10 minutes. Or 10.
Hello.
Dare you say?
Dare I?
Welcome back, everybody, for episode 5, part 2 of Monster of the Week, our Pseudosociety. This is it, I guess. I'm crying.
No, it's okay. I like that this is more of like a procedural thing. So I'm like, if we wanted to, we could have like Bunyip Easter episode or something silly. Whereas like Monster Hearts is like it ends here.
Feel like Monster of the Week being like a hunt by hunt basis makes it really easy to come back in at any point and be like, let's do another hunt.
Yeah.
What have our monster hunters been up to? But in this episode, our monster hunters have been up to a time loop, I guess. Still unsure why, because Victor took the cursed pocket watch out of the oubliette. It's possible that it was the pocket watch doing it, but hard to know.
Love that Victor didn't even like try and see if that would do it.
Hard to know why. So we're gonna be doing a little bit of like a time loop skip forward where I kind of want to know like are you doing anything differently to attempt to get to the basis of the time loop. So Tuesday, you open your eyes and you're 9 a.m. in your first class with the last bell tolling again. And you remember both previous time loops. As like before, Magenta, Madeline, and Victor, you do not remember. You are unaware of there being a time loop. What are you going to do Tuesday? Like, are you doing anything differently? Like, are you warning Madeline again that she's going to be arrested? Or not Madeline, Magenta again that she's going to be arrested? Are you bringing Victor into it?
I'm gonna tell Victor the same thing. I was gonna go the same way.
Okay.
Then I'm not gonna tell Magenta anything because Magenta did not follow the instructions of I think you have to be there and like we're gonna fix the time loop. And then I'm gonna tell Madeline, and I'm gonna say she does what was it? Body
What was it?
skipping?
Body
Body skipping.
Body skip. Was
Do
that
any of you not like? Do all of you not know what body skipping is?
What is
No, I
it?
have no
No.
idea.
It's when you can do this with your hands, and then you can like put your feet through it, and then your hands are behind your back, and you can like put them back up. And
I had no
Oh,
idea
you
that
do a
that's
whole
what that was
loop.
That's
called.
very
Body.
Full
fun.
body
I love
skipping, yeah.
that for you, Madeline.
Yeah, she's
Um,
flexible.
I'll say I'll try to prove myself with body skipping.
Okay. Oh,
Okay, so
are we
because
outside
you
the
have
classroom? Like,
because you have
Oh.
this private evidence, you don't have to roll again to convince Madeline. You never had to roll to convince Victor because Victor just wants to believe. Magenta is not being told this time.
No.
Oh, I'm just gonna go.
No.
with that.
Okay, so Victor, are you still going to get the cursed object? Now you know about that, Madeline. Are you going to encourage the cursed object retrieval or no?
I'm going to encourage it, and then I'm gonna tell them to like keep it inside the office.
Okay, so is the only different thing you're doing is keeping the object inside of your office? Is there anything else? And not telling Magenta.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's it.
nothing else different
No.
that we know of.
No.
Okay, so if everything else is happening the same, then we'll just go to the Pseudosociety club meeting, right?
Mm-hmm. If it happens again,
Okay,
I'm
so the
asking
cursed
Mr. Giles
object
out on
is-
a date.
The cursed object is in the oubliette. You're in the empty classroom. There's a charcuterie board on the table. Magenta, you've never seen a charcuterie board before. It's awesome. There's 3
It's
different types
awesome.
of apple, evidently. Madeline and Tuesday, are you like doing anything differently in the meeting? Are you waiting for something to happen? Have you like arranged anything? You know what's supposedly going to happen to Magenta. Are you doing anything?
I'm gonna lock the door and just like
Ooh.
not like say to come in when the
I'm-
locked on.
Gonna sit next to Magenta so I can restrain her
Oh,
in a nice way.
In a nice way. How would you do
In a
that?
loving
scary.
Okay.
Police are coming.
And otherwise
Or
you're
ACAB.
just going over, the door is locked, you're sitting next to Magenta this time, and otherwise you're just going over what happened and the notes that you have from the previous adventure.
Yeah.
Okay, so all that happens, the bells of the clock tower start to chime 4, and at the same time there is a knock on the door. What do you do?
I tell everyone to sleep. Shh.
And you're just okay. So there's another knock on the door, and it's like, I know you're in there. I could hear you. Nothing.
I'm gonna like look at Madeline and be like,
And then there's another knock. You have to come out sometime.
I'm looking at Tuesday and I'm like, because like I know that like the time's gonna loop, so I'm like, we don't have to come out actually because time's gonna loop.
I mean, the cursed object is in your oubliette, so you're just like assuming that that was not the time loop.
Yeah, well, I
mechanic?
also know it's a police officer who's like trying to arrest my students, so I wouldn't want to let
Yeah.
them in anyway.
Okay, so you're just holding it there, and you're just like assuming that time will loop again.
Yeah, just hoping it'll go away. Maybe.
Okay, well
this
the
isn't
last
my theory, but I'll just.
the door like the handle moves like he's trying to open the door and notices it's locked, and then he you hear him say over his shoulder like, I'm sorry, can you go get the superintendent? We need to unlock this door. And then the last of the 4 o'clock bell chimes, and Tuesday you close your eyes and open them and you're in your 9 a.m. class.
No.
I'm gonna ask Mr. Giles out on a date. I'm excited.
Okay.
Come tell Madeline. We
Okay,
can do that
I'm
scene.
gonna tell Victor. I'm gonna tell Madeline. I'm not gonna tell Magenta, but I'm gonna say it was on the last ring of the 4 o'clock bell. I'm gonna present the idea that, like, maybe time is trying to correct itself or something, and that the police officer needs to come in, but Magenta needs to stay in the room as well. That's
Okay.
the only idea I have.
Madeline would suggest that it's something to do with the bell tower. She would, however, imply that
yes.
she's not going to investigate the bell tower. She's very busy and has to go to Mr. Giles.
Miss, can you not use
So
my
are-
pain for your personal gain? I'm just asking.
So You did your research, Madeline, remember? And you found out that this could be something to do with magic or spellcasting, but when you put the cursed object in the oubliette of your office, it did not stop the time loop.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just like, maybe it's something to do with the bell tower, and that's what you want to investigate this loop?
Oh, wait. Actually, with that piece of information, I might ask Victor to, and I promise this isn't Harley's ulterior shippy motive, but I would ask Victor to meet back up with that person, to like suss them out, because like maybe they're like secretly trying to curse us and they're pretending to be friendly and that kind of thing.
Okay, so you think that the person who gave Victor the object?
Yeah, that's what I would. Yeah.
Okay. So we're the 9 a.m. class. Tuesday skips out of class, goes and tells Victor, who goes and tells Madeline, not telling Magenta, even though she's ostensibly going to be arrested. You guys are really good friends. And your idea for what to do this loop is to do some more like interviewing, interrogating of I want to believe.
Me?
In the coffee
or
shop?
Victor?
Like Magenta.
Well,
Madeline,
I assume
you
that's
said
a
that...
hand-me-down plan.
Oh, yeah,
I'll
that's
go
my
for
plan
it.
for
That's what you
Victor.
want.
My plan is to ask Mr. Downs out on a date, but my plan that I tell Victor is to
Also
interrogate.
Okay, so
very
is
important.
anyone
Very
going
important.
with Victor to this meeting? It's during second period. You have a class to teach.
I
do.
Okay,
I don't have anything else to do, but if
Hmm.
you want to go alone, that's okay.
And you're just leaving the person who's ostensibly going to be arrested completely out of this.
Yes, I
So smart.
she hid in a bush for the whole time when I told her.
But like you can like bring her along and not tell her why. You can just be like, oh, Victor's
True.
meeting up with someone, like they need some muscle. To,
Oh,
like,
actually, yeah.
Yeah.
like Victor maybe asking Magenta would make sense.
I'm down for that. Yes.
I think that would
Okay.
make sense.
Might need some nuts.
Yeah.
So,
Make it clear that you aren't dating though, so she knows that Victor's single.
All right, so we
course.
have the okay, now Victor gets the message on their forum about the cursed object. Victor with Tuesday looking over their shoulder is like, "Yes, let's set up a meet." Do you try and disguise yourself this time?
Sure, why not? Same disguise, no roll. It's all good.
Okay, same disguise.
I already feel that.
And this time, Victor, Magenta, and Tuesday are going to the coffee shop to meet this young mousy-haired woman with the big round glasses who's holding up an alien toy next to her face in the back shadowy corner of a very not shadowy internet cafe.
What's her name? You should ask her her name.
And she's there and she sees like Victor comes up to her. And do you do the same thing? You sit down in the next stall and say like, are you da-da-da?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I do that.
And she looks at you and she's like, and you're last one left? And she looks up at the other two and she says, you didn't tell me there were going to be others.
They're here for safety purposes. They're part of the forum.
Yeah. I'm XX chosen one XX.
Oh yeah, I've seen you on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not a sheep. 420.
Hell yeah.
I was gonna put 420 in my name, but I was like, no, I will reserve that for
X's.
Magenta.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I don't know. I don't. Most people don't really take this stuff seriously. Thanks for being here. And she puts the alien back in her pocket as she realizes that she's been holding it next to her face, and she brings out the cloth-covered package, and she's like, "So this is what I was telling you about." And she turns to Victor and she like opens it surreptitiously, like, "Here, you can get a look at it." And it's like gold, obviously old, not been cleaned, patinaed pocket watch. And then she like very quickly like covers it, and she's like, "You can't touch it or anything. Do you know anything about cursed objects? Or I really don't want to just like give it to someone else for them to kill. But my mom, I mean, she wants to sell everything. So like, do you know how to remove a curse?"
We've got some pretty firm knowledge on how to, well, I at least try to remove a curse, but nothing's guaranteed. But we're definitely the only experts you're gonna find.
We could figure it out. Our friend almost killed a kid. Like, we know what we're doing.
Oh
Yeah,
my god.
we mean business.
Almost.
Right. Well, and she like looks at both of you, and she's like, so I mean, I guess like what should I do then to remove the curse?
Well, we can take it. We could deal with that.
We could, absolutely, and then when we're done with it, we can give it back. You could sell it for its
Precisely.
gold value.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I can't.
If you're looking to buy weapons, I know a guy.
We'll give you a discount if you give us the wand.
Wait, sorry. Can I ask you? I'm Tuesday. Can I ask your name?
And she like raises and lowers her glass. She's like, I don't know if I'm comfortable. I want to believe is fine.
Okay. Well, that's all right. I want to.
No,
believe.
you should tell us your name. That's weird. Don't ever take somebody that doesn't tell you their name. Take some. What's your name? What's your username? What's
No.
The username is like she said it. It's I want to believe. That's her username.
What's your first name?
You know, I'm not. Last one left just told me it was just gonna be them, and I don't know if I'm really
That's
comfortable.
okay. You don't have to. You don't
we're
have
not
to.
gonna-
I'd rather just I'll see if I can
It's okay.
find someone else, or maybe there's like
No.
Why don't you come with us though to
we
uncurse
have-
it? You should come with us, maybe.
Are you trying to manipulate someone into doing what you want them to do?
Maybe.
Then you would have to roll to manipulate someone.
Okay, I'll try it.
So you're trying to just like pressure her with the power of your personality and
Oh my
into
guns.
coming with you to the meeting or to
Yeah.
Madeline's office at least.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's Madeline's office. So that's charm, right?
that is charm. Mhm.
I have -1, so pray for me.
It's gonna be great. 11.
Oh!
Holy shit! You got 2 6s.
Nat
Okay.
20, let's go.
So maybe she's just not used to like people telling her about weapons, or maybe you like what do you do exactly to like try and convince her? Like, what do you say?
What if I like sort of, you know, like I see my character as pretty
Do you
gay.
flash your knife or like?
What if I'm just like, you know, I don't know, just being like overly friendly, like a friendly gangster lady, like I'll protect you kind of thing.
Just tell me what you do, not like what you do. Like, what does
Brush her
Magenta
hair
do?
behind her ear or something? What do you mean? What are you doing?
Yeah, well, okay, yeah. I feel like that, but I'm trying to think of a way that I could like wing woman Victor at the same time, you know, like what if I say like, you know,
I'm
Victor
puppet
knows
master.
a lot about cursed objects, and like I think this could really help you learn things, and you can make so much money, and like we do this all the time, you know, just make it seem really enticing.
Okay, so like you maybe you back off of the I could sell you weapons technique.
Yeah.
And you go into like Victor knows so much about, and you're like maybe pushing her like a little bit
Yeah.
like, forward, and like she
Yeah,
looks
huh,
really-
Victor?
She looks really
You know
sheepish,
everything.
and she's like, "Well, I mean, I've never seen an object be uncursed before, so
Victor
mean-
does it all the time, right? Victor, tell her about all the things you've done.
So many things. You have no idea. Totems, shrunken heads, little dolls, eyeballs, everything.
so if yeah, I mean, I guess I could come to where do you where's your I don't know, lair?
Lair?
I don't know.
We've
I
got a
love
room.
her. I hope
room.
she's an evil. I love her so much.
classroom.
Why
I
do you
mean,
just-
we either have a cupboard or an office or classroom.
Yeah.
Cupboard. You want cup? The cupboard was your first choice. Victor.
Picking? What?
She likes
Drinker.
cupboards too.
Oh my god. I love enclosed spaces.
I'm free now, or we could later. I could bring it back later.
Yes, come on by. Come during. I mean, is it lunch right now, or can I just say come during
It's
lunch?
lunch. It's like second period right now. So lunch will be
Okay.
coming right after this, where you know Madeline will be at her office.
Yeah, meet us at the rune room right here. I'm gonna tell her the room number. And we just have lunch and uncurse your item. Easy peasy.
I'll be there.
Oh my god, they're having lunch. Oh my
I don't
god.
know how to uncast things.
Well,
And so, like,
I'll
do
buy
you
Big
just
Mac.
give her Madeline's office number and then say like meet us there at lunch?
Yeah, I think that would be good.
yeah. Have
Okay,
McDonald's.
so
Hang out.
lunchtime comes around, and are you all at Madeline's office? Did you tell Madeline about what Madeline you suggested? Was it you that suggested that you? Okay.
Yeah, I suggested they interrogate the girl further than just being like, okay, thanks for the cursed item.
Okay,
Bring her to your
so
office.
they come back without the person to your office.
Okay. I guess I'm having my lunch again. It's having my pasta salad.
Oh, we need to knock. We need to
You
knock.
do need to know. Okay.
Oh
I
my
know.
god, why?
Hello?
It's your favorite crew.
Oh, hi, Tuesday. Yeah, come on in. That's fine. You don't need to knock, Tuesday. Come on. Okay, hi. So how'd the how'd meeting the I want to believe go?
Well, it's good. She's gonna come by in a couple of minutes. We're all gonna have lunch and uncurse her thing.
I was gonna go.
She's coming.
I was gonna go.
What's up,
Well, I was
You
gonna.
what?
Mr. Daniels?
Well, yeah, I thought maybe because, if everything's looping, then, it's one of those things where it's like, maybe it's a sign that I should just do it and like just shoot my shot and it's like, see what happens. And then, and if the loop doesn't get fixed, then I'll just tell you how it went. And then next loop, you could just tell me to not do it and then I won't do it. But if it does go
Yeah, but what
well,
if
then then you can tell me that again. And then when we break the loop, then like I'll have a date. So yeah.
Yeah, but we're fixing it.
Right. So, yeah.
So
But
what
if this loop,
if we
fix it this loop, then
And
but
it goes
then if
wrong.
it goes badly, it won't go badly. You're a catch.
I'm just thinking maybe it's
Yeah.
like a sign, I don't know, like, because so many horrible things are happening with all this magic stuff, then maybe this is meant to be sort of a good one, where it's, because, in Groundhog Day, they have to overcome their flaws and stuff, and that's what I was thinking. So do you think that I have time, like, but after the girl comes, maybe, to
We
go-
can uncast this object
Right.
and go ask Mr. Daniels out.
Okay. Well, just me, because if you did that, that would be...
No, we could.
No.
There's
And
a
then he
knock
can pick
on
who
the
he
door.
likes most.
Oh. Hello? Oh, yeah, I already have a date with Mrs. Daniels. I just realized. Oh, maybe she's just going to go clarify it, whatever. I don't know.
Hi. And she comes into the office. She's got her mousy brown hair and pigtails. She's wearing her big brown glasses, and she has like a bag of McDonald's. And she's like, I didn't know what to bring for lunch, so I just got here,
Oh.
and she like shoves it into Victor's hands.
Oh my god. Thank you. Wow, this is awesome. I love
Wow.
this stuff.
Victor loves McDonald's. That's crazy.
It's like the
You guys have so much in common.
tastiest.
Their fries are the best.
I don't eat the fries. I just eat the burgers.
Oh, well, I'll eat the fries
they can
then if you don't want them.
Fuck, that looks so good.
Is this? And she looks around like this is much more like totally normal than I expected it to be. Is this where you work with cursed objects?
Well, Victor, it's my office. And you have a mouth. Okay, we know how you are with Big Macs, all right? They're fine with Big Macs. They're fine. I'm Madeline. Hi, I'm a TA here. What's your name? I'm gonna extend my hand for a shaky shake.
And she like reaches out her hand and she's like, you could call me B.
B? Okay, nice to meet you, B. Hi. So yeah, thank you for trusting us with the cursed object, as it were. So it's just could you explain to me what sort of curse it is? It was just gave someone a strange illness?
Yeah. So, I guess I didn't really go into this before, but and she like takes out the pocket watch and lays it on the desk and like uncovers
I have
the
a
cloth,
theory.
and it's just like, so it was in my grandmother's attic. We just started going through. It was in this big chest, and it was like lead lined, which is weird. My grandmother wasn't really the type to have lead lined chests around. Anyway, we found it, and there was a journal, my great aunt Mildred, and she talks about the pocket watch, and she had this after she received the watch, she had this horrible sickness that just no doctors could figure it out, and then she died.
So
And
when did you take it out? Like, what time did you take it out of the chest?
well, I just like finished reading the journal and immediately thought about the Pseudosociety, and if anyone knew about curses, it would be so I posted this morning, and that's when I finished the reading it.
Like, what do you know? What time? What Victor? What time did B post?
That's a good burger, thank you. That was just this morning. I remember. I think so. It's like around.
Was it around 9 a.m.?
8 a.m., 7 a.m., something around there. I think. It's pretty early.
The cursed object post was after you cleaned up the vomit in the cafeteria, so it was after first period.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So this girl
Okay,
didn't. So this girl didn't take it out of the chest at 9 a.m.
No.
Dang
No,
it.
we found it. We found it yesterday.
Okay.
What? Wait.
Was it a degenerative sort of illness that she had?
Well, yeah, she just kept getting worse and worse, and like it was after she received the pocket watch, and nobody could figure out what it was. So I just, that's pretty crazy, right?
Right. Yeah. One second. I'm gonna turn to Tuesday and like, because Tuesday is like my students, so I might say like one is Tuesday because they're like buddies. Probably everyone can hear it though because Madeline's an idiot with whispering. But I'm gonna explain like two things. First of all, that I think maybe like keeping it encased in lead is like a move, but I don't know where we get lead. And secondly, that I worry it was like possibly like an aging thing or like a degenerative thing where it's like because you're living the same day over and over, your body is like it's still aging within itself. If that makes sense. And maybe that's how she died.
So you think that the great aunt was in a time loop too?
I mean, maybe. I mean, maybe. Does it what does it Bia, in the journal, does it talk about anything to do with time? Any strange occurrences around your great aunt and like time for her?
I mean, it was a watch.
Yes.
But I don't know. It was like a stomach sickness. Like I don't think there was anything with time. No.
Okay.
When they gave her medicine, did it just seem to have no effect every time?
I mean, they didn't really know what was going on with her.
Okay.
So like they did. I mean, she didn't go into like everything that they like gave her. She did take medicine, I'm assuming.
Am I able to do like the equivalent of like an insight check kind of thing? Because like,
yeah, you
Madeline's
could.
Oh wait, I
suspicious
still have a
and-
question.
Yeah, you can investigate a mystery and ask a question that you would get information from B.
Okay. Can I just investigate a mystery also though? Because Madeline thinks that she's suspicious. So can I use that for my question? And then Hannah still has hers. Or
Yeah, I'll just do like a what's going on with the watch, and then you can
Okay.
do the what's going on with
her. Yeah. Okay.
So,
Yeah.
Magenta Tuesday, Madeline. Tuesday, you're listening to Bia, and you're listening to everything she's saying about the watch and her great aunt and what happened to her, and you are like, sorry, what was the question?
What's going on with the watch?
What's going on
Like
with the
that's
watch?
quite vague, but yeah.
You are getting the sneaking suspicion that if the watch is cursed or not, it doesn't seem like what happened to B's great aunt has anything to do with a time loop.
Okay.
Can I roll to investigate for?
Yes.
Okay. Dang it. I was like, get in my office, do I get extra? I don't. Okay. What does a failure mean?
Look.
No, what does a failure
A
mean?
failure on an investigate. You reveal some information to the monster or whoever you're talking to.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll go with that. That's fine, because I'm talking to Bia.
Okay.
So,
I think that like you're like asking Bia questions, and she's kind of getting the vibe from you that like you're not really as much of a believer as she is, and kind of being like flippant with her, maybe. And so she gets the information from you that like you're just kind of like, oh, okay, like, yeah, you're great. Okay. Just because like I'm not like, just she learned something from you. And I think the thing that she gets from Madeline is just that like, I really have other things to do and I have a class to teach and And so she like looks progressively more uncomfortable, and she's just like, well, like this was all really nice of you. Last one left, and all the rest of you, Madeline. But I think that I'm just gonna go. Thank you for trying. I appreciate that.
I'm gonna look at Victor, because this Victor's passing in my head, so I'm just like.
And I'll take. She like takes the like folds the cloth over and is still very careful with the watch and like slides it back in her pocket. And she's like, I'll just I'll. There's a psychic in the city that I was gonna talk to. So I'll just go there.
You're gonna give it to a psychic? You're just gonna get
I don't
stamped?
trust a psychic.
A psychic? What next? You're gonna get a palm reading and fix your clock? You are dealing with the best of the best. Victor has uncursed a million things.
A million things.
A million. That's probably not even. It's probably at a billion.
There's
at this point.
Victor. Tell her one of your things that you've done.
Yeah, there was that other time when there was like it was a big old cauldron that you put bones in or something. So I just lit it on. I melted it in a big shed fire.
Did.
I was great.
Yeah.
It's gone.
There was a fire.
There
Almost
was.
died.
Yeah.
There was.
They were
Everyone can
very
say
heroic.
that, and it is the truth.
That
part maybe not so much.
So
they
are you
will
trying
risk
to
their life.
convince her to do
Sure.
something or manipulate
At this
her?
point, I guess I'll go for a manipulate roll. I don't know. Can I get help on the manipulate from?
I would like to help, because I was
What
the
are
one
you
who was
trying
like-
to do?
You could probably also use
convince
luck
her
if
to
it
leave
doesn't
the
work.
watch with us. I think she's done. She's out, but at least she
Okay.
can keep the watch.
Okay. So you're trying to convince her that like if anyone can handle this curse, it's Victor.
Wait, I was helping. So
You need
to
to help. Sorry.
Yeah.
It is a fail.
Is it
I
cool
haven't
to help?
added anything.
Yes, you roll to help. If you get a +1, then okay. So you get a 7 to 9 on the manipulate roll. So again, they'll do it. She'll leave the watch with you, but you have to do something to show that like you're the best curse breaker. You have to do something right now to prove to be that you are the person that can get the curse off of this object.
Okay.
So she's like, you tell her all this stuff about how Victor fixed the cauldron,
Mhm.
and she's like, well, I mean, it certainly seems like impressive, and she's still looking hesitant. So you have to do something.
I am gonna reach out and hold the watch with my bare hands. I'm gonna grab it with my
Oh.
bare little fingies. I'm gonna hold it
Well, it's
up. and I'm
okay.
gonna
We're
go,
in the office. It's okay. We're in the office,
exa-
so it's fine.
Look at this. I would not be so confident as to touch this cursed object if I didn't know what I was doing. And guess what? We're in a room that temporarily puts a halt on curses. I'll just hold it.
I mean, well, like that does seem very confident of you. Well, I'll okay. I'll leave it with you. But I do need it back once you get the curse off of it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. It's yours. I claim no ownership to this watch.
Okay. So you could just let me know on the forums or something.
I will send you a reply as soon as I have any lead.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Yeah.
It was nice to meet you all.
Yeah, thank you for the McDonald's.
too.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, well, I'll just wait for your message then. Thanks again. And then she just like does the thing where she backs out of the room. And are you doing anything else with the watch? Are you doing anything differently?
Well, does Tuesday relay to us that it's like, I'm guessing you relay to us that it's unrelated to what's happening to you, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I would just, Madeline's going to assume that the watch is entirely separate to the time looping and suggest that we need to fix the time loop before we can solve the watch thing, because otherwise we're going to keep picking up the watch over and over again.
Yeah.
Well, we could just lock the watch in your office and then do the time loop stuff. Just in case it is cursed, kind of put it on pause.
That's probably a good idea, especially since you touched it. But yeah.
Yeah. That was a bit risky, but
Okay, so you're leaving the watch in the locked office. Are you doing anything else?
So Madeline will not go to Mr. Daniels because I remembered that she has dinner with him on like Friday or something, so she wouldn't need to ask him on a date.
Because of the multiple amount of classes that you all had to cover this week.
Yes.
Because Mrs. Pendleton was sick.
Yeah.
So you didn't tell Magenta about being arrested. And are you doing anything else to attempt to figure out what the time loop is, or
have you told anyone about that guy that comes in at the end? Or
Yeah, I've told you both.
Okay, okay.
But not Magenta.
I'm not going to even mention that it's a cop, but I will say, should we look into that guy that comes in?
Is it okay? So could it possibly be related to? So when I was looking into it, I saw there's sort of, when it comes to time loops, they don't just happen. Somebody casts them. And Tuesday, obviously, you aren't doing it. So could it be possible that that man is looping it so that unless he gets Magenta, he loops time again? So that, do you know what I mean? Which sounds ridiculous because it's just a police officer trying to arrest somebody, but...
This is going to sound so weird. So you know how we know about this stuff?
Mm-hmm.
What if there's section of the police who know about this stuff?
And Madeline is like bracing for Victor to like just begin an onslaught.
I'm like, yeah, that's the FBI.
Yeah.
Their in is Magenta. That's the excuse.
Magenta, do you have any experience with, things like this that aren't us? Have you ever worked for anybody that did supernatural things or?
Dark.
I usually just ignore that stuff. Like there's been a lot of shady things and groups and things that I've been a part of, but I will say cops are the shadiest. I don't know what they got going, but there's something going on.
Magenta, I would like to remind you that in your character creation, you had done a job for a witch before.
Oh. Yeah. There was a witch or something I dealt with.
Wait,
a witch?
A what?
Dealt with? Did you kill her?
A what?
I had to do some things for her.
Did you do them like properly and to her satisfaction and everything?
And was she a cop?
I mean, well, she knows the police.
Let me check your like character, because I think it was one of the like introductions that you had.
Yeah, I think it was that I did something. We're on good terms, I believe.
I believe it wasn't anything bad with the witch. The crooked here, underworld. You were hired by something weird. Pick one: immortal, god, outsider, or witch. You picked witch. There was nothing bad about that job. Didn't go south or anything. So you were hired by a witch. You did the job, and that's how you learned about the underworld. But it wasn't that like she's out to get you or anything.
Yeah. She was wearing purple. Is that relevant?
No spoilers.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just a weird job I had to do. I made an agreement so that I wouldn't get in trouble. And she said she would help me out. And she said, like something bad could happen in the future. It's like selling my soul kind of thing. Like you watch the movie Bedazzled, same kind of concept.
So is it possible that I'm right and that they are just reverse, like making time loop until they can get their hands on you?
Please don't let them take me. I don't want to.
That's why I didn't want to.
That's why you
So
wanted
the
to
first time we did this, I told Magenta, you hid in bushes the entire day.
What did Magenta do the first time when you didn't know that it was a time loop? What happened?
Jumped out a window, remember?
Mm-hmm.
No guns will protect you from a witch. I'm telling you.
Okay, calm.
It wasn't a witch. It was a police officer.
But I'm just. I don't know what you guys are gonna. If they take
Okay,
there
but
and then
we are all gonna be there to protect you. You just need to stay so that hopefully we go past 4 and we just see if anything changes. And if it doesn't, we'll do this again tomorrow. Well, tomorrow earlier.
So are you
Oh.
lunch? Okay, lunch is almost over. Are you changing anything? Are you doing anything?
We could attack him.
I don't know. Well, I guess we could.
We could disable him. We could, not kill him or attack him. Just like
Knock unconscious.
Yes,
Unconscious.
Victor, you're good at that. Do you think that you could, be behind the door and then when they come through, you just with the flashlight?
Yeah, I'll nog conk with the flashlight.
Yeah.
Easy.
Okay, so
Done it a
that's
million
a-
times.
That's the choice. All right. So we third period happens, and then we're having our meeting, and we go through the whole meeting, pretty much just waiting. Magenta, are you staying in the classroom?
Yes.
Even though you know that okay. So the bell starts chiming 4, and at the same time there is a knock on the door.
Come in, and I look at Victor, and I'm like,
I'm behind the door. I'm already standing there. I'm ready.
You're standing behind the door. The door
Flashlight in hand.
opens. It's the man in the suit with the mustard stain on his lapel. He holds up his wallet with a thing, and he says, "Magenta Springfield, you are under arrest." And
I rolled hit him in the head.
You also get a +1, right? Since it's a sneak attack.
I get a +2 on harm, not how. Yeah. So.
Okay,
Anyways.
so this is Victor's the flake move.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Okay,
sneaky.
so when you sneaky when you attack from ambush or from behind, inflict +2 harm. So you hit him in the head with your. How much harm does your flashlight do?
Watchman's flashlight. 1 harm.
So it does 3 now.
Yeah! He's dead.
And let me.
Stop him.
When you roll a 10+, you get to gain the advantage, take 1 forward, or inflict terrible harm, or suffer less harm, or force them where you want them.
I mean, I'm just rolling to knock him out. Should I be trying to inflict as much harm as
No, it's
possible?
probably really bad.
I'm gonna knock him into the room.
I'd love
Into the room and over a table. I don't know, into some stuff so he trips.
Right. So you want to deal him harm and also attempt to trip him up.
Yeah, kind of knock him to the ground.
Subdue the guy, tie him up, maybe.
Yeah.
If you want to bring ties and stuff, that's fine. But
Okay. So to force them where you want them is you want to disable him in some way.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so you conk this guy over the head with a flashlight. He immediately hits his knees because he's been conked on the head with a flashlight. And drops his wallet, and he's holding the back of his head. His partner turns into the room and has his gun out because he's like, "Holy shit, we did not expect that." The last chime sounds, and then Tuesday wakes up at 9 a.m.
Okay, we do it all, but I'm gonna say I think it's the bell. I think it's the last bell.
So second loop, Madeline was right. In the
Yeah,
bell tower
I think it's that. I think it's the last bell. That's the only idea I have.
Okay, so do we do absolutely everything the exact same, including meeting Beer and getting the Big Mac, and then?
Well,
I would like to tell you I've already given you another option for investigation that you just fucking ignored.
Is it the mustard stain?
It's the magic.
Yeah, the witch thing.
What?
Yeah. But I think that the policeman's sent by the witch, so I haven't looked into it.
I hate you all so much.
wait, what?
We're the worst campaign.
So we think that, so it's Blue is very heavily hinting we should look into magic
Yes.
spells about looping time and maybe the witch that hired Magenta. So maybe we should do that instead of kind of Quasimodo it in the
I mean,
Wanna
you
hit the cop
okay?
again.
Here's the thing: if you decide that you want to go investigate the clock tower, it's a dusty old clock tower with a lot of shit all over it, and there's nothing new. And then there's another time
No,
loop,
but we
and you
hold on
decide
to the bell so that it can't.
you hold on to the bell, but at the time
We
when
get
it would
knocked
have
off the
rang, it's
side.
still time loops.
Victor's like
Go to
falling
another
through
one.
the air, and then you wake up.
There's one where you let Magenta shoot the guy, and she does, and then it time loops again. There's one where
I've seen 13
Madeline
million
goes into
realities.
Mr. Daniel's
How many
office
where
and she
we
just
win?
pushes him up on the desk and has her way with him, and then it time loops again. Like, tell me something you do differently.
Tony, there's only one reality that
We could live in
win.
this day forever.
Okay, I guess we're gonna investigate the witch that got hired by.
There's a time loop where you go back to investigate what could potentially cause time loops again. And Madeline brings up time loops are usually caused by a spell, and you could use a spell to track the spellcaster.
Ooh, who wants to cast a spell? That's fun.
No, we go to the witch. We know.
And you
I
decide
thought
that
a
we're not
spell-
going to do that.
I thought you
but-
said a spell has to be cast to track the spellcaster, so you have to cast a spell to find the person who did the
Yeah.
first spell.
But none of us are spellcasters.
I don't think
How the fuck do we cast spells?
Oh, but
Have
the
you
witch
ever
We go to the
got it.
witch. We go to the witch. Bella's witch. We go to the
Got it.
witch.
Got it.
Magenta. Who's
I'm
Bella?
going to tell
We
you,
are of
I'm
the
going to
same
tell you
mind.
this. Here you go. You can use magic. There's a
What?
move.
Yeah, we can. Literally,
Yeah,
we
there
can
is
do
a
that
roll
too,
for it.
Yeah, like
You
that's why I
can
was
use
saying
the
who wants to
use
do a
magic
spell.
move.
Yeah,
like
you can do it if you
can.
want.
I
I want to use
okay.
magic. I'll use magic.
Go for it,
I
queen.
want to use magic.
Do it. Do it.
Okay.
We are
So-
idiots.
Whew, okay.
Okay, so Madeline, I don't know how many loops it's been, but you do this research again,
Yep.
and you get the you could use a spell to find the center of the spell, like whoever casts the spell, and where's Madeline's thought process that finally gets her from oh yes, it's magic to wait a second, we could use a spell, so let's do that.
So basically, my first thought is that we should try do a spell because I guess I presumably know that anyone can do a spell. It just depends on effectiveness. And my theory is that if it fails, then we'll go to the witch that hired Magenta. But I'm well, you know what? I'm gonna get elbow deep into this whole magic thing. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna be really proactive and I'm gonna cast a spell. And that's her thinking.
Okay, so you. Sorry, chat was just Pooja, you're competent monster hunters. Narrator.
They weren't.
Okay, so while you're doing this research, you have to get out several books, so you can't just do it at your computer. And in one of the books, it's well, this is the theory of magic, and then there's also several example spells that are just you're well, this is a magical theory book that I just have. It's totally theory, but then you're just well, I've seen people pulled through mirrors, so maybe it's not just totally theory. And you have the book in your office with you while you're doing the research. So what do you do? What's the thing? Are you going to
I would do it
office?
outside of my office because I know that magic doesn't work in my office, but I like to imagine that I'm literally just doing it I think that it's a really quick thing, and I do it outside, right outside of my office, in the hallway, and I guess I am doing whatever ritual thing, a spell tracker thing says.
Okay, so is anyone else present or helping?
Does anyone want to help me
I'd like to help.
Oh,
Screw it. I've got a great.
And are
weird
you're
stat.
seriously
Also,
doing
it's
this
cool.
in the hallway with people around?
Well, no, remember, to be
Oh.
fair, Madeline's office is in a really decrepit, neglected part of the uni.
Okay.
We did discuss this in first
Right,
episode.
we totally did.
Okay. So Victor, I guess, roll to do a help.
Skaboom. Okay.
Great, cheers.
Okay, mark experience, Victor. Is anyone else here? Are you all just here because you've been looped into this situation multiple times?
I assume.
Yeah.
Can I help? Can they help or no?
Oh, can we all help?
I mean, only one. Well,
Oh,
Victor wasn't successful, so they could attempt to help as well. But you
Victor
can only get a
failed.
+1
Failure.
total.
It was a fail.
Yes, Victor got a
Yeah,
failure,
it's
and
a
that'll happen. We're dealing with it. Just So is anyone else trying to help out?
Anybody?
Sure.
Bueller. Okay.
Sorry, I realized I leveled up, so I'm
Ooh,
trying to
okay.
swap out.
Oh,
I did
okay.
that too.
So, Victor, what is it you're doing to try and help? with the
Well,
spell?
I was gonna, I don't know, try to like, I don't know, what's a good thing to help in a magical situation?
Say the same stuff that I say, maybe, but then you.
Yeah,
end up
you know
saying
what?
it, like,
Yeah,
out
that's
of
a good
sync or
one.
Wrong.
Repeating it, but I'm
Yeah.
probably exactly doing that.
Okay. And Tuesday, what are you doing to help out?
Moral support.
Cheering.
Chant with
Woo!
us. Do what I'm doing, but better than me.
Thanks, kids. All right. Do I,
I don't
roll
know.
weird?
Yeah.
Yes, you would roll weird to use
Alright.
magic. You say what you're trying to achieve.
Okay. I'm
Roll
trying
plus
to locate who has cast the spell that's causing the time loop for Tuesday.
Okay.
Okay.
Cast the spell. Roll plus weird. You get a +1 from
Oh, I do.
Tuesday.
Okay.
And Victor's not helpful at all.
I gotta make success. So it works imperfectly. Choose your effect and a glitch or something.
Okay.
I don't know.
So your effect is you wanted to like locate a specific person.
Yes.
So you absolutely can get that effect, but then you also get a glitch. The keeper will decide what effect the glitch has. So you choose 1, the effect is weakened. 2, the effect is of short duration. You take 1 harm. The magic draws immediate unwelcome attention, or it has a problematic side effect.
Is that you choose that?
You choose it. Yeah.
Oh, I choose it. I would say maybe it has a short duration, I guess.
Okay. So have you ever attempted to do magic
No.
before? So you're doing this and you're just like, maybe you don't really like believe that magic will work or that you could do magic. And then Tuesday's like hyping you up and you're like, yeah, well, maybe I can. Like Tuesday's stuck in a time loop. Like anything could happen. So Tuesday's support helps you to believe that you could actually do it enough to like get the spell done. And you're sitting there with this book in front of you and you see like you look up after you're done reciting it. And the first thing you notice is that Victor isn't anywhere that you can see anymore. And the second thing you notice is there's like golden footprints leading like a certain direction down the hallway, but they start fading almost before you can follow them.
I will be due to the fact that I picked a skill about charging headfirst into danger. I will be just
Okay.
going.
I'll follow.
Okay, so you're just running after these gold footprints.
Yes.
They get you to the like almost to the library before they disappear entirely, and so you're outside the library and you can't like find like where they lead to, but they're, you know, it's a school, it's a campus, it's during third period. There's a ton of people in the library. But still like Victor's not there.
Oh great. So it's just somebody in the library.
Mm-hmm.
Is Mr. Daniels in the library?
No.
Oh thank God. I can't take none after Mr. Thorpe. I can't take another hottie being evil. Please no. Tuesday, do you have anybody in that would want to curse you that you recognize in here?
I assume I don't. I'm kind of a loner.
Oh.
So I don't really have any.
Well, you have friends. You have Victor
Yeah.
and Magenta and
you,
other
yeah.
people in your classes, I'm sure.
So you're just looking around the library. Do you want to investigate?
Yes.
Wait,
Do
who's the
that.
sharp? I'm sharper than you. Should I investigate? And then
I'm
you help
really
me?
cool. So
Okay,
yes.
we got this. Together, unstoppable. All right, you
9.
Okay,
So you get the +1.
all right. Success.
Oh, yeah.
Heck yeah.
Okay, so you get the 2. You get to ask 2 questions.
Okay. Jeez. Okay, Hannah, do you want to pick one of the questions that I asked since you helped?
Yeah, sure.
Is there anyone you recognize in the library? Was that one of the questions you were asking, or like?
Oh, I thought I would know that.
You can ask general questions. They don't necessarily have to be on the list.
Yeah. Anyone important here, I guess?
Okay. You look around the library, and from like what you can see, it's mostly students that are studying. There are various and sundry like essays or tests or whatever happening at in different classes at different times. So there's there's a bunch of people that are looking through books. There's a librarian. Maybe there's a professor who happens to be like helping a student out here. But from what you can tell, there's nobody like exceptionally important that's in the library. It's not like someone's wearing a cape or something.
Oh my god, I don't know what to. So sorry, just as like a question, not the question, but like, did the footsteps stop like fade away like at the very start of the library door, or did they like
the footsteps?
Okay.
You saw them fading, and they were obviously continuing into the library. But the magic, because you chose short-lived, the magic spell like expired.
Okay.
It wasn't that the footsteps stopped.
Right. Okay.
And Victor's still not here.
Victor's still not here. That's interesting. I literally have no idea what to ask. I hate it here. What can I ask? What's being concealed here? Can I say what's being concealed here? Can that be my question?
Like you can, yes. But there's like, I don't think that there has been any attempt to hide anything. Like maybe you find that someone has hid a stash of pot behind a book or something.
Okay. Is Magenta with us, or is Magenta back in my office?
Is Magenta with you? I don't know. Magenta, what are you doing? You know that your detective is going to be coming to arrest you at 4 p.m. Are you hanging out following these people around? Like, what are you doing?
I think so. I think I'm with everybody at this point. With
except for Victor.
Yeah.
So Magenta, like, are you like, do you have any suggestions? You've seen Madeline and Tuesday like over this book, poring over this book and like doing stuff, and you go to the library and they're like looking around like, oh, and you're just kind of like, I don't know, smoking or like, what do you do, Magenta?
I mean, so at this point in the time loop, did they already know about the witch and everything?
You have told them in this time loop about the fact that you had worked for a witch before, yes.
So,
and it's absolutely possible. Like you can use magic again. Like you could cast the spell twice. Like it's not like Investigate a Mystery where once you cast it, it's just done and you can never do it again. I'm not.
So is getting to this witch or tracking them down a possibility?
The witch that you had worked with before. You would still probably have like a way to contact this person, like whatever way that they had contacted you is still available.
Phone call her.
I know. Should I guess I would suggest maybe we do that. Like maybe we should find this witch. Although
but I know they're in. Are you with us? Sorry, or
yeah.
Okay. But I know that they're in the library. Like we could just cast another spell. Maybe we could.
Let's just cast another.
Okay. I'll do it again, I guess.
Last time I will remind you that Victor disappeared.
Yeah, but like Victor's weird. Madeline doesn't care. Like Madeline wouldn't notice.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like the immediate issue because we are in the location of the.
If another person disappears when I do the next spell, then I'll get worried. But.
All right. So are you going are you just doing it in the middle of everywhere? Are you
I'm gonna like do it in one of the sort of back rooms of the library because I'm a teacher, so I can just storm in anywhere and be like, I belong here, and I'm just doing it like sort of a back room of the library.
So you go to one of the back rooms that has like a door that can close, like a study room, and maybe you like shoo out another like group of people. You're like, no, this is my room now.
Do you want me to? Cool.
Yeah.
Oh.
That'd be great. Okay. So I get the 1, and then advanced success. My God, amazing.
Did you take
12.
any kind of
That's not on my character sheet. I'm confused about what that means.
you can take level ups that will give you advanced 2 basic moves. And that will give you advanced
Yeah, I haven't
success.
gotten up to there yet because I.
Okay, so it's just a full success then on
Yeah.
the. So you sit down and maybe because it worked the previous time, you're like, okay, magic can work. So on a 10 plus, the magic works without issues. Choose your effect, and you're still trying to track a person.
Yes, yeah, I'm trying to track the magic like caster again.
So you finish casting the spell, no one disappears, and like you look around, and at first there's just like nothing really. But then you leave the room and you see the glimmer of those golden footsteps again.
Following him, chasing him.
Is everyone coming?
Yes,
Yeah.
let's follow.
Okay, so
Not
you
Victor
follow
there.
the footsteps. Victor's not here. Victor's gone.
Is this the fucking
Um,
helper? Oh no.
You follow the
Oh.
footsteps and you get to like you see they lead you to a table in the library where like a few people are sitting and the like maybe you're just staring at the ground like looking for like where the footsteps lead, and one of the people at the table is a young woman and the footsteps lead to her.
I'm gonna look at Oh, sorry, my computer's made a beepy noise. I'm gonna look at Tuesday and be like, okay, so you have to like remember this person just in case it like happens again. Okay.
So are you doing anything? What are you doing?
Yeah, I would speak to her and be like, oh bugger, do I recognize the student just as like a student or no?
Yeah, I don't know
Do I
if
know
she
her
has any
name?
classes with you, but you might have seen her around.
Okay.
She's
No,
leaning
no.
over a book, and she's
No.
like, she's got a cup of coffee next to her, and she's just like, I guess this library allows coffee. It's fine. And she's like tapping a pen, and like she's got headphones on. She's a young black woman with like braided hair that's like black at the roots and then like purple at the ends. She's wearing just like a black long sleeve t-shirt and like a linen type skirt and a waistcoat. She's got a waistcoat on. And like various different necklaces, like layered necklaces and bracelets. And she's just like tapping and like listening to music. And
I look at Magenta, see if Magenta recognizes them.
Do I recognize her?
I don't think that she's anyone that you
That we
would
know,
have
right?
run it. She's a student. You might have seen her around.
Hi, sorry, do you mind if I am so like wave my like hands in front of her, dude?
Yeah, and she takes like one of the headphones off. She's like, "Yeah,
Hi.
sorry, was I too loud?"
No, you're fine. I'm Matt. I'm Ms. Valentini. I teach the English Lit and Mythology.
I think I was gonna take one of your classes, but they filled up.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh, yeah, we were just we were doing a survey actually on mythology, and I was wondering if you'd be able to just help.
And she like looks down at like her book, and she's like, "Yeah, sure, I got all the time in the world. What's up?"
Okay. What is it, Madeline, and like just making up fake shit and then not knowing what to say next? I love her. So
do you
Tuesday, take it away.
believe in magic?
Yeah, I think so.
Have you performed magic?
Well, like,
Like,
I mean, who hasn't gone out into the woods and done a couple spells, danced naked under the moonlight, you know?
You're wild.
You're funny. You're funny. You're a funny student.
Do you know
Yeah.
what? Was there any like plans for the magic?
Is this a serious thing? You're really...
Yeah, English lit and mythology is actually really, really important.
We're
and
very
serious.
interested in the practicality and usage of magic and how seriously people take it, as opposed to being like a hocus pocusy thing, because there is magic, like manifesting things and that sort of thing. So we're just curious if you've ever used it for any practical means.
Well, if magic were real, which I mean, yeah. I guess like maybe I'd do like a love spell or something.
I look at Tuesday and I'm like,
Is that the end of your survey?
but now, do you mind if I take your name as well and just what year you're in?
Yeah, Juniper Jones. I'm a junior.
Juniper Jones, junior. Awesome. Thank you so much, Juniper. I'm sorry for bothering you. But good luck with the book and with the woods dancing and stuff. No worries. Okay.
And she like puts the headphone back on.
Okay. Okay. We should look her up and look up things.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so what are you doing?
But maybe Victor is important.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay. I have an idea of what I want to do, but also Victor is missing.
I would like to go check Victor's cupboard.
Okay.
I will go with you.
So Victor, when the spell happened and you were just saying the words,
Oh no.
you found yourself suddenly in you're in the hallway.
Mhm.
You see Madeline and Tuesday and Magenta like on the floor doing the spell, and everything just froze.
Oh.
You got pushed out of the timeline.
Oh. So the world is frozen and I'm just kind of there.
Yeah.
Oh. God, no. Okay. Well, the first thing I can think to do is go to Madeline's office and maybe try to temporarily fix that.
Okay, so when you go into Madeline's office, and like close the door behind you, you see the clock on the wall like start to like it speeds up a little bit, and then it starts to go like a regular time.
Oh, okay. If I leave the office, do I notice it go back, or is it?
If you
What happens
leave
if I
the
leave?
office, everyone in the hallway is still frozen.
Okay, I'm just gonna sit in the office and hope somebody comes by. Maybe
Okay,
no,
so-
you know what? Maybe I'll go outside of the office and draw on the floor in like dirt, like help, SOS.
Do you
Come
keep dirt in
inside.
your pocket, like wet dirt in your pocket that you write with?
Sure,
Like,
some cat litter I've been keeping
Jesus.
just for later.
Just sprinkling it.
So, sorry, Madeline, Tuesday, and Magenta, you had gone to Victor's office to try and find them,
Yes.
Yeah.
and they aren't there.
Okay. Well, Matt.
And then- Victor, where is it that you write like help or whatever?
Like I'd say in the main hallway near the door, whatever, anything where like there's a little bit of foot traffic.
Okay, so Victor, you write that in between people's like footsteps. It's a busy hallway and blah blah blah. And when you leave Victor's office, there's like all of a sudden more dirt on the floor than there was before, but people have like stepped in it, and you probably can't really see if it spelled something originally. Like,
So, okay. Well, maybe Victor's run off, or how much time do we have until the time loop?
assuming you're probably missing third period at this point.
Yeah.
You have like the one, like maybe it's an hour and a half.
Oh no, I'm gonna miss that. Oh no. Has it started yet? Can I still make the class that I meant to teach?
I mean, you can run and be a little late, but
Miss.
But maybe but you're capable. You too. You're so smart. You know what? And I give them my login, like my staff login, and I'm like, you know what? And I write it down on the paper. I give it to them. You know what? If you look up Juniper, maybe her background, maybe some notes about her in the campus history thing or something, you just take that. I have to go to my class. You can like interrupt it like as much as you want. I don't care, but like, I have to be there. So I gotta go. And
okay. So
Go.
Madeline goes to her class, and you two are left with Madeline's login information, bunch of dirty hallway, and what do you do?
Should we find Victor?
Madeline suggested that you look up the student's information, right?
Yeah.
Maybe Madeline's office would be the best place to do that.
Yeah, let's
and
Get
the
on my
place where
computer.
Victor might just be. So you go back to Madeline's office.
Correct.
And Victor, have you returned? Like the time isn't really relevant to you until you're in the office. So
I've probably been sitting in there just waiting, you know.
yeah. So you open the door to Madeline's office and Victor is just in there.
Yeah. You guys should have knocked. But guess what?
What?
I'm kind of you guys remember that spell and how that, like, to you all I probably disappeared for like a long period of time. I think I screwed up the spell.
Explain.
So I might have said some words wrong. I wasn't really following what Madeline was saying. I was kind of going off the cuff. And I think I cast some sort of incantation that froze time. I don't know how to fix it.
Victor.
Yeah, it's kind of a blunder.
Why are you the way you are?
I don't know.
Okay.
You met my parents.
We've all made a mistake.
We don't have time to delve into your childhood. What?
Well, you shared a childhood.
I know. I
Share some my cousins.
I
you
know Victor's
spent
childhood, I
time.
guess.
Well, I don't know what to
Anyway.
do to fix that. But are you guys any closer to fixing your thing? Because I literally can't leave this room without time freezing.
Fancy you ask. We have the school. We have Madeline's login info. Oh.
I think I have that already. I kind of...
What?
Yeah, I just wrote it down. You know, I don't think she gave it to me, but I've had it for a really long time. I just sometimes check her emails and check...
Don't you have it? Wait,
That's-
what?
You check
I
your
like
emails?
Victor like lives in my car and like takes payments.
Wait,
Guys are
what's the
like
weirdest
crazy.
email? What's the weirdest email she's gotten?
Oh my God. Nothing. It's the most boring shit. I never look at it.
Oh, that's disappointing.
It's really sad.
I was
Anyways,
expecting some literotica.
Mr. Daniel,
Okay,
Victor,
let's log in.
exclamation marks sometimes, so I think he
There was
likes
something
me.
in drafts. There's several emails in drafts that Madeline has drafted up to send to Mr. Daniels that she hasn't
Oh,
sent.
no.
And that's the most interesting thing. Is there's several
She's down
flirtatious
bad.
emails that are in draft.
They're all like the same email but worded differently. Just like
And they're like really simple too, where it's like, I really appreciate
there.
like your
Hello there.
work as like a teacher. I really admire you. And
And then it's like, no, I can't send this.
oh
but
my
I
God,
can't
no, it's
delete it
not.
here.
It's like, no.
It's too
This
true.
one has so many exclamation points. It's just too much.
Okay, so what are you doing?
Looking up Juniper Jones.
Juniper Jones's file. Would you like to roll an investigation for me?
Yes. Does anyone want to help me? Or I
Yeah,
could
what-
help someone else because I'm very cool.
I'm too cool.
I'm not cool.
I'm
So
3 cool. I don't mind.
Oh, you just do it.
So cool.
Okay, I'll be cool and then someone else be investigating.
So you're helping, you get the +1, someone else rolling sharp.
Yep. I can roll sharp. I've got pretty high sharp.
Okay, so Victor's sitting at the computer and Tuesday is just pointing at things. Roll
Sorry, my-
investigatory.
It like disappeared on me. There we
Oh
are.
my God.
Ba-boom.
Oh, no. But was that with the
It's
one?
a 7. Is
That
it
was
with
not
the
with the
one?
one. I
That
don't
was not
roll
with
with the
the
one.
one?
That's added. Or
Okay,
the 7.
so it's 7. So you get one question that you can ask. What would you like to ask?
Can I defer that to Tuesday because I know nothing
Sure.
about this woman? You do it. I never met her.
Well, if we does she have any paranormal, like magic or paranormal experience? Or like, is she on the Pseudosociety board? Is she?
Can you just like ask what's her deal? Like,
What's? Tell me about
the
her.
basic information you
deal.
get when you look at Juniper Jones's file is that she's a very good student. She has she's taking I don't know how units work, but she's taking like a full course load and an extra class, and she's doing like remarkably well in all of them.
Impossible. Not.
And she has probably like every single paper and test, like if you look at her classes, she gets like just barely less than 100% on. But yeah, she has like one extra course than a full-time course load, and she's still doing like super well in all of her classes. And she looked like chill as fuck in the library. She definitely wasn't bothered.
Is that like when Hermione takes like a million classes at the same time? Kind of shit?
I wonder what someone could use a time loop for.
It is out. I literally just Googled when it came out, and it is out. So, like a time turner?
Oh, the pocket watch.
Oh, from that movie?
Wait.
Pocket watch wasn't her.
No.
I just fuck.
Well, do you guys want to go like attack her and get it or something?
Attack her?
No. Okay, we questioned her, and she said that she did a naked dance under the moonlight in the woods, and tried to do a love spell. But I think she might have been lying.
Oh, about the spell or the other stuff?
She be pausing time. That's all I know.
Okay, well,
this for school. I don't know.
Do you guys think you could reverse this spell? What if we did the opposite? What if we did a fully clothed dance indoors during the sunlight?
Victor.
It's not a bad theory. I don't think it's the theory, but it's...
How do we... how?
So you have all of this period to, like, you know where, like, her classes are, because you have them. You have all of this period to think up something, but you know that 4 o'clock, Mr. Detective What's-His-Butt is going to be coming to the Pseudosociety meeting. What do you do? What's the plan?
I've got an idea. What if we exploit the fact that I'm in the predicament I'm in?
How so?
As I can leave this room and time is stopped. I could either go mess with her if you tell me where she is, or we could wait till that detective enters the school, and as soon as he does, I'll just go take his wallet or something.
Can you search her?
Yeah.
Whilst
I could search anything, anywhere, anytime.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay, I'm off. I'm leaving the room.
I'm sure she is where is she? Of time magic who might be able to detect that this is happening.
Okay, so
it's fine.
Victor, they tell you where they last saw Juniper, and you're gonna go look for her?
Yes.
Okay, so you go to the library.
Time is stopped. I'm prowling. Should I roll to see if I find her in there, or
are you trying to remain unseen, or are you just like going straight for her?
Well, I mean, time stopped, right? I don't think I'm. Yeah. Who cares? Let's go right at her. Unless she's moving. If she's moving, something's up. But if she's frozen like everyone else, I'm just gonna walk right at her.
You enter the library and you start going towards her table, and she's glowing. And she appears to have like several layers of her like laid over each other. And they're all moving. Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna retreat. I'm going straight back to the office. I'm saying what I see. A new plan.
Okay, so Victor returns to the office and says,
I'm not gonna knock.
You knock?
I'm not gonna knock. No one's gonna answer. Time
stopped. If you're in frozen time and you knock on the door from the outside, I don't know that it would make a sound on the inside.
Oh,
that's just me being. So you can knock if you want, but they don't hear it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's disappointing. I'll go in anyway.
Okay, Victor leaves, and then a second later, Victor comes back. Like literally a second later.
So, there's a little bit of a hiccup with the whole pickpocket her while she's time frozen. Time's still very frozen out there for me. But she's not as frozen. She's not only not frozen, she's like 20 different versions of herself and glowing and doing a lot of stuff.
So she's a time witch. It's her.
Yeah, for fucking
Like
yes.
maybe okay, her score is perfect and she is great. So maybe she just did this spell and accidentally caught me in it somehow or
Oh,
something.
yeah.
Do we have to go threaten her to fix it? I don't know what to do here.
Yeah, and what the hell happens
Maybe
at
she's
4
not
when she
malicious. She didn't-
resets?
She's
She's
I
not
mean-
malicious towards me because I literally walked up to her and I don't know her. She doesn't know me. We can try.
You guys can ask
and wait,
her.
she was wearing a lot of jewelry, right?
Yeah.
What if one of those items is a thingy?
You want to give her the watch? Oh, well, oh, the time turner. Sorry, I understand. Maybe.
Mm.
What are you
We
doing?
could trick her
Also,
into coming into this room.
Is
She wouldn't
is
have any magical
anyone-
powers.
Is anyone dealing with or trying to figure out the Magenta's going to be arrested thing?
Nah, if we're not in the
No, shit.
room,
He won't find you, I'm
he'll
sure.
take some
He's a
time.
cult. What can
Okay,
he
all
do?
right. So
We do that after.
do you wait for Madeline to be done teaching her class, or are you going to go confront the witch before then?
Madeline did say that we can disturb her.
You
at
can do
any
whatever
point.
you want. It's fine. You got limited
We can
time.
just disturb her and ask, and if she wants to teach, that's fine.
Okay, so you go to Madeline's classroom then?
Mhm.
All right.
I knock.
I come in. I said it so much in this damn teacher.
I poke my head and go,
Oh, hi. Okay, 1 second, class. If you could all just read along, it's fine. And I go up to the door and I'm like, hi. So how'd it go? Did you find anything?
okay, she's a time witch.
Oh.
There are
And then
multiple.
I'm guessing you regale me with her
Yeah.
having perfect heart lessons and stuff. Oh my god, like Hermione and Harry Potter.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Okay, well, it's probably that she's caught you up in it accidentally. So why don't you just talk to her about it?
Okay.
Like just
Yeah. Oh,
You
okay.
can do it. You're the chosen. You can do it. It's fine. And then I'll come find you after the class because I don't have much left, so it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Where are you going to talk to her?
Library again.
Library. Got it. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
I'll find you in the library. It's fine. Also, you can get away with that as a teacher. Goat. I have been to uni. I have seen it. I have seen the teachers do
The
it.
teachers at uni don't care.
They don't care.
anymore.
They're your buddy. Come on.
Okay. So Madeline's remaining in her classroom, and the rest of you, I mean, Victor, I guess, could go as well, but in their pocket of time.
Yeah, I'm still kind of stuck in the office, so
Okay, so are you staying in the office, or are you going to the library as well, Victor?
I'm
You
gonna.
can
I'm gonna
watch.
I can watch. I mean, I'm the whole time management thing. I think I have to stay in the office unless I'm interacting with Juniper through time magic. I can't really gang up with everybody.
Mhm.
Okay, so
So.
you're staying in the office. All right.
Yeah,
Magenta
definitely.
and Tuesday are going to the library.
Mhm.
You approach the table and she's still bobbing along. She has like a burrito now, which you know that there's not supposed to be food in the library, but she just has it and is like vibing. She doesn't even care. And she's like tapping her foot and she's got her music on.
Okay, wait, quickly, Magenta. Should we
Yeah.
try bring her back to Madeline's office, or should we just confront her here?
We could try to bring her back.
Okay, cool. And then I like tap on her shoulder.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, me again.
Mm.
So you know that questionnaire thing you did?
Yeah.
We really quickly need you to come to Miss Valentini. Is that how? Yep. Miss Valentini's office, like real quick.
Is this survey voluntary? Because I have to study for this test.
There's actually probably like an extra grade and extra credit for you in it.
Oh.
And you can't be eating burritos in here, and you don't want us to like tell, would you?
Really? You're in a
I just
You're a
re-
burrito snitch.
Okay, honestly, I just really want to bite, but like, let's just.
Sorry, I don't really share my food with strangers, but sure, I'll come with you to whatever.
Thank-
What class
yeah,
is the extra credit for?
It's probably whichever one is just like closest to the English lit mythology. Miss Valentine's really cool. She's really good with students
really
and
cool.
just loves to
Can I
be there
please
for
have a
everyone.
bite?
What? Sorry? No,
I just
no.
want a bite. That looks so good.
Roll manipulation to
Oh
get her
my
to share.
God.
Yeah.
7 mixed success. Okay, so she'll you like say I really just want a bite of the burrito, and she's like, look, like here, I will give you like I can like you can have the rest of the burrito, but it cost me $5. So $5, I'll give you my burrito. You can have it.
All right, fine. Will you take a gold bar instead?
No.
All right, here's a 5. Thanks for the burrito. Let's
she'll
go. Let's
give
walk.
you her burrito, and then she leaves her stuff on the table, like she doesn't even care, and then like follows you.
Okay. We head to the office then, I guess.
Okay.
Hey Victor, this is Juniper.
Hi.
Oh, hi.
The teacher's not even here.
Oh no,
Oh yeah,
it's
she's gonna
fine.
be here.
And I'm gonna
She's coming.
I'm gonna shut the door behind. Sounds awful. I'm so sorry, Juniper.
Where did you even get this burrito? They don't have these on campus. You must have walked pretty far, and it's still hot. So what's going on with that?
Is this about my burrito? Or
It's about time, magic, Juniper.
It's about time. Okay.
Time. It's time to fess up. Okay?
Really good burrito though.
I'm
Fuck.
sorry, what?
Just spill the beans, okay? Not out of the burrito, but you know, just speak. You're stressing me out.
Have you read Prisoner of Azkaban?
Yes.
You're Hermione.
Is there a character you relate to?
I don't know what this is about. Are you gonna are you giving me my extra credit? That teacher that was with you isn't here. So like if there's more to the survey.
Just do okay. How do we manipulate this bitch?
You manipulate.
Okay, I don't have high manipulation.
You just intimidate her then. I hope you wasted your manipulate roll on the burrito.
I really wanted that burrito.
I feel like it's just I encourage violence because I feel like Magenta hasn't actually been violent this whole game.
No, I always want to, and it's always denied. But I don't have my guns.
There is a weapon in my office, to be fair.
Oh.
There's a mallet and a stake. Like a
And you have a knife on you, but also she's just vibing. Like,
she's just there, and you're like, I'll kill you.
Can I manipulate her?
Yes,
I'll
please,
manipulate her to.
Fudge! Okay, so
What?
what do you say to her? Like, what are you saying to her?
Tell
You're
me the
saying, like,
truth
you're
about
Hermione?
time. I'm in a time loop, Juniper. So you somehow.
So you're just like looking at her and being like, "You're Hermione. I'm in a time loop." Da, 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 da. And on a miss, your approach is completely wrong. You offend or anger the target.
No.
So like you're saying this, and she's like, "Whatever mess you're in is none of my business, and you're acting kind of weird. So I'm gonna go back to my studying."
No.
Oh my god.
And
you're
enjoy the
gonna
burrito.
You're not. You're not. You're staying here. I'm standing at the door. She's not
Okay, you're
allowed.
blocking.
Anyone you're just trying to block the door?
Someone else. Anyone else.
Magenta, and
Wait, can I just-
announce the time.
Either of you.
Can I just take out my knife and like put it?
Oh my god.
I swear this time bitch needs to fix the world, or I'm just putting us in frozen world forever. I don't even fucking care anymore, dude. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck, Juniper. Sounds like fucking hamster food. Why are you like this?
So you're holding a knife against her?
Yes, I am. I'm like going like this, and I'm getting like I'm like this, like I'm just like I have one of these, you know, or I don't know how big my knife is.
Okay, so I will give you roll to manipulate. See if this tack will work.
We really fall apart when.
Also, you can help
back
people
up.
with their rolls,
I'm gonna help.
by the way.
Yeah,
Wait.
I will help.
In
I
what
can't
way are
'cause
you
my
helping,
cool sucks.
Victor?
Is it
I'm pulling
cool?
out.
I'll
I'm
help.
pulling
I'll
my
help because I'm
flashlight.
blocking the door if you want.
I fucked it up.
That's fine.
Wait. Cool, sharp, or what?
Tuesday can still help though, right? Because Tom failed.
Which
Tuesday can
button
try
do
and
I
help.
I
hit?
can still.
Tell me the button to click, please, someone.
Okay, you get a +1, and you're blocking the door, and that's how you're helping. And Victor is not
I
helping.
took out my flashlight and I dropped it.
What?
I don't know. It didn't work.
Am I not clicking
Is it,
anything
yeah,
here?
you are. Is it charm?
Am I not saying words out loud? What do I do?
You press. Okay, you're using the. You click on
Real mad.
charm,
Okay.
and then you add +1 forward,
Okay.
and then you roll.
I accidentally typed 12. No, I accidentally typed 12. I'm
Oh
so
my
sorry. I accidentally typed. I'm so sorry. I will do
So you
that.
actually-
You did so good.
So you're 7.
I'm so sorry. Hold on a second.
That's a 7. Yeah,
Wait, was
no, that
that-
counts.
Hold on.
That's.
Wait, I didn't
okay.
add the one. I didn't add the 1.
10.
Okay,
It's an 8.
Okay.
you didn't add the 1 there, so it's a 10.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I'm so sorry.
So
You got
you
the
have a
blood
full
off.
success. So you like pull a knife on her while Tuesday is blocking the door, and you're just like, no, you're gonna fix this time bullshit. Da 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 da. And she looks at you and like her like cheery like I'm just blah 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 vibing like look goes away, and she's like, wait, you're serious? I'm like, can you drop?
Yeah.
Can you?
I am serious. I am serious.
Okay,
You're so chill and you're so vibes. Look at your little jewelry. Oh, like stop.
Okay, this isn't about my fashion choices, but I would really appreciate if you would drop the knife.
Oh no, I'm not dropping anything until you fix Earth. You're pissing me off. I don't care how hot you are, okay? I don't care about your little naked dances in the woods. What are you doing? Okay? I don't want to go to jail or what. I need you to just words. Spit it out. What's going on? Just
Victor, maybe you should also explain.
What?
What you saw on Juniper.
I did. She's not budging. We've seen you
Did you
fucking around
explain?
with
Did you
time.
explain your time freeze?
I
did
explained
it.
my time thing.
Yeah,
I-
you explained yours. I forgoed it because she wasn't reacting at all. I think she
Okay,
just.
so what happens is that she's got her like hand, like she's like dropped the knife, and Magenta refuses to. So she grabs one of her necklaces and she tugs on it, and then Tuesday you wake up and it's 9 a.m. again.
But magic doesn't
I
work
just-
in the room.
in-
No.
Wait, shit. Yes, magic doesn't work in the room. Never mind.
Yeah, that's why we got her in the office.
No, she does that. She does
Stab
that,
her.
and she's just
Stab
like,
her.
I'm gonna kill this bitch. I swear to God.
But we noticed it.
Okay. But yeah, you notice her do this, and then she like looks really confused, and then she does it again, and she's like, "The fuck?" And she's like, "I really need to go." And she turns
No.
around to Tuesday.
No, you don't need to go. You're gonna stay
No,
right
no, no,
here.
no, 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 no. You're not going anywhere. No.
Your little fucking Avada Kedavra can't work in here, huh?
Hermione Granger, never again.
Okay, I'm not Hermione Granger.
Yeah, you're like that
So
ugly
you're
guy
s-
with that face on his head in the first
So you're
movie.
No, I don't. You're serious about you're not just fucking with me?
We're not fucking with you, no. I have lived through this day. I have seen my friends be thrown from a bell tower. I have seen her jump out a window. I've had enough.
I'm
Please.
sorry. I didn't.
You're sorry? Oh, you're sorry?
Can I see your hand? And she like turns to Tuesday. She's like, you're the one you're caught in the time you're experiencing this day over and over.
Yeah.
Just can I see your hand? I'm not gonna do anything, I promise.
Okay. Yeah.
And she like looks at she grabs your hand and she like starts looking at the lines on your palm, and she's like, ooh, well, that's interesting. I can see why you've been caught. You've got some anyway, I can
What?
fix this. I can just get you out of the. I'm sorry. I just use it to study.
Wait,
but
you're
if-
admitting it?
I didn't expect that anyone like you was at this school, so I didn't.
What do you mean, like me?
You're the chosen one.
Oh, yeah. Uh, but what do you mean? Like, what? How are we tied together?
We're not really tied together, but you're, by nature of what you are, you're an exception to some magic. And like I am, you can make spells that, have exceptions, but they're really fucking complicated. And I didn't expect that anyone was gonna, so I just made a regular one. And anyway, I'll make sure that next time I just exclude your type of, whatever from the spell so that you won't be caught in the time loop, and that's fine, right?
Yeah.
I honestly, it was totally not on purpose. I just
Oh, totally. You're
I
so
gave you a
cool.
burrito. Can you just stop being so like
You made me give you $5, and I offered you a gold bar, and you said no, even though that's worth way more.
Also
So
$5
clearly,
for, like, half
clearly
of
you're
it.
not studying
who
enough.
carries
okay?
around a gold bar?
Me, because I steal them sometimes.
Oh,
okay?
so now you're gonna give me a stolen gold bar.
Do you know how much money that's worth? You're wasting your time in school. Your brain is so small. No wonder you're so hot. You're just stupid.
I honestly didn't.
It's fine. It's okay. Let's just
Sorry,
fix
she's
it.
just pissing me
Can
off.
you please fix?
Have you been doing something recently? Like I'm sorry if I'm getting too much in your business, but your lifeline is really short.
Oh.
Like you might want to check that out. I don't maybe go to the doctor or something.
Well, that stuff's made.
What are you saying? She's gonna get cancer in like 10 days?
I'm just saying that you can see, and she pulls out your palm and brings it to you, and she's like, so this is your lifeline, and you can see that there's a faded part where it used to be longer, and it's significantly shorter than it was. I don't know when that happened, but it's definitely not good news.
Okay. Huh.
You offer spending
Has been
5 points of luck, weird.
What did that happen?
Anyway, I'll make sure to, can you just give me, I have one test, fourth period, and after that, once I'm done studying for that, I'll just
Why
draft
do you
up a
need
new
time
spell.
to do this? You
What?
can just go back and
You could just
you could just do it now.
Yeah.
Do you know how long it takes?
But you are a time turner.
Okay, well, I can't be outside of the ordinary flow of time when I make a new spell like this. It took me months.
Don't be a bitch.
I just need to study for this test. Just give me another loop.
Okay, but you need to fix Victor as well.
Oh yeah,
what's
well that
going on
get
with him?
fixed. I'm stuck in time, but I thought maybe it'll get fixed if you loop it, so I was just gonna, let it happen. Time doesn't move for me when I leave this room.
What did you do?
I don't really know.
All right, come here. And she
Okay.
goes over and offers her hand, and she's like, do you take it?
Yes, yeah.
She just gives you a tug, and she's like,
Oh.
wait, I'm sorry, it won't, my magic doesn't work in here. Can we go in the hallway?
Ooh, I don't trust that.
But then time doesn't work for you if you're in the hallway.
Maybe she's just gonna pull you into the current loop.
Yeah.
I promise.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to hurt anybody or take anybody. This is all for me, and I don't care about any of you. Sorry.
No, valid. I don't give.
Yeah, we don't
That
care
was
about
mean.
you
I'm so
either.
sorry. I'm not
I
gonna
don't care
finish
about
that.
you.
If you'll
All right,
just,
that's fine.
I can fix it. But for some reason in here, my magic wasn't working. Can you just come into the hallway with me?
Okay. If everybody else trusts you, I'll do it. Fine.
Okay, so you go into the hallway, and when you step out into the hallway, it's frozen again, but she's there,
Okay.
and she's holding your hand, so she's like, huh, this is weird. Sorry about that. And then she does the thing again where she like yanks on you, and she also like pulls or messes with one of her necklaces in a certain way. And then everyone around you starts moving, and she's like, that should be... Sorry.
Oh, thank you. No, it happens, I
What
think.
did
I mean, it was
you
mostly my
do?
fault.
I don't care. Just don't do whatever you did again. Just don't do it again.
That's right. Okay.
And she like goes back in the room,
Mhm.
and it's like time has sped up past. There was like the whole like everyone went really fast, and then like it's normal time again. She's like, he should be fine. I promise. I just like I'm almost done. I don't know, cram. She rolls her eyes at that. Just one more, and then we're good. You should really get that whole, thing checked out.
Lifeline. Yeah. Cool.
All right. I'll see you around. And is that like it? You're not going to do anything else with her?
I don't know what we can do.
So
There's a couple of things I think Magenta wants to do with her, but that's
Yeah.
for another.
I'll link that up to
you
Bella.
have one more opportunity. Are you going to do anything about the detective?
I mean, in our defense, we did one time do something about the detective. It's just...
Honestly, at this point, I probably deserve to go to jail.
And also, the time will loop, so don't act like you're being all self-sacrificial. You know it's going to loop again.
One more time. But here's the thing. Okay, we do the detective thing. Whatever you want to do happens. Time loops at 4 o'clock. You go 9 a.m. Do you tell anyone this last time, Tuesday? You know that this is the last loop.
So is it going to loop again? Like, is it going to reset one more time?
4 o'clock happened this round, and the detective blah, 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 and then it looped. And it's 9 a.m. first period again. None of you know anything that's going on. This is she told you this was the last time, and like she's here to be manipulating you.
I would tell them, and I would tell them everything. Say, just in case, like this, I'm telling you, just in case it doesn't work, that this is who we need to go after. I will ask Madeline if she knows anything about palm readings.
Are you going to warn Magenta?
Yeah, no, sorry, that was included. Sorry, yes.
Okay.
God. I love how it's been like, who cares that Magenta?
No, I'm sorry. When I said I tell them, I mean I literally tell them everything.
Okay. And it's also for point of posterity. I would say if Victor recovers the watch thing again this loop, I would tell them to leave it in the office the whole time again.
Okay.
So I guess I would know about palm reading stuff like vaguely, and I'm just like, yeah, I mean it's I mean, there's not much to it really, but it's sort of like tarot cards, it's that sort of vein of spirituality and that kind of thing. I know there's like a marriage line and like a lifeline, but
is it real or is it?
Well, there's
some people it's real.
I'm new to this sort of stuff, so I would presume if it's real for everybody, and if it's not real, then it's not real for everybody. But I mean, how do I look? And I'm gonna hold my palm out to her to compare our hands. I have 2 luck used up, so I'm gonna compare our lifelines. How do they look, Blue Jay?
It's significantly like I feel like your like lifeline is just like normal ish. I think it's specifically like if you were to think like why would this be it's specifically because like Tuesday is the chosen one, that she's having such a like visceral signifier, like a doomsday clock sort of deal, versus like you're mundane. So nothing's really changed on you, whether your lifeline is shorter or not. Like there's no physical signifier of that being the case.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's because you have those visions and that sort of thing. Maybe it's got to do with all of that and the chosen one thing that she said to you as well. But I mean, again, it's just your palms. Like how would your genetic like makeup of like your fingerprint or your palm know when you're going to die?
Yeah.
I don't believe in it personally, but again, that's me. And if you want to use my library for anything, you can. You can ask Victor.
Okay, so you're all in the, let's say it's lunch and you're all in the room, and this is when Tuesday is telling everybody, Magenta, you've just been told that, like, along with a bunch of other magical stuff, like kind of just thrown in as an aside, that there's a detective that's coming here to arrest you. Like, and now they're talking about Tuesday's lifeline. Like, that was just a blah 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 thing, and now let's talk about my hand. Like, what do you do? Like, is that just like, okay, that's fine? Or
I don't know. I don't.
I agree, Holdy. Speak your truth.
I don't know what the play is here.
well, I mean, the fact that you're a wanted criminal and you've enrolled yourself in school is probably not the smartest move.
Yeah, like if I go to prison, it's fine. It's fine. There's not much I can do. I'm not gonna just kill people in class. I'm not gonna. This is how life goes for a criminal.
You're not gonna run. You're not gonna like go to your gang. You're not gonna like. You're just gonna give yourself up.
I don't know what else I can do.
That is your choice. That is your choice. If you choose to just accept, like, I just want you to have that scene here where you decide what you're doing, and then we'll go and do it.
You're running off to be with your gang. Are you just like
can I run off and just be with my gang and like we live in the desert or something? Like, how do I escape this happily?
You just aren't where you know the detective's gonna be.
That's it. That's
hide in the trunk of my car. Like,
that would be cool.
Victor has their whole thing there, like, set up.
Okay, so you're at lunchtime, and you've been told that at 4:00 the detective is going to be coming to look for you in this room at this time. So you're talking about lifelines. You're having a talk about magic. This should be the last loop. So Madeline, you're suggesting that she hide. Is that?
Yeah, I'm suggesting that she hides, like, in the trunk of my car or something.
Okay.
Yeah, A-cab, you're right. Let's get in the trunk.
Okay, so the time for the meeting comes around, and instead of having the meeting, you all go down to the red VW bug.
Yes.
Okay, and you open up the trunk, which is the front part of the bug, evidently, and there's Victor's whole like emergency, like, I sleep in this car stash. It smells kind of weird. There's also some old McDonald's in there. And you're getting in the trunk. You're hiding in the trunk.
Yep.
Okay. And the rest of you, like, do you just shut the, like, what do? You shutting the door on her?
Yeah, I guess. Just tucking her in.
Hide her in there, yeah.
And then what do? Are you gonna go back?
Well, I know that he wants to go interrogate me, I guess, doesn't he? So I would probably also make myself scarce. I would go to the class that I said I would cover.
Just go to McDonald's.
That's true. You know what? I will, yes. If I've done the class for Mr. Daniels and it's the meeting time now, I will go to McDonald's. But I'll take Magenta out of the trunk, maybe? I don't know.
You think about, like, wait a second. We just don't even have to be there at all. We could just not be there. So do you open the trunk again, or do you have Magenta just in the trunk?
I asked Magenta what she wants to do. Magenta,
I just want to
stay in the trunk.
I want to stay in the trunk and just reevaluate my entire life decisions.
I think that's for the best.
I tap the top of the trunk and I get in the car.
Okay, so you all get in the car, and as you are pulling out of the parking lot, like, you notice on the other side of the parking lot, like, the obvious police vehicle but an unmarked detective's car, and you see, like, you would probably be the only one to recognize this, Tuesday, but you see the awful brown suit, and, like, the person, like, he parks in the red zone and just, like, slams the door shut. And then you just peel off and go to McDonald's, avoiding for one more day the question of having a wanted felon in your group.
Yay.
You pull up to McDonald's, you order your McDonald's, and drive off into the sunset.
Yeah.
What a day.
What a
day.
What a day.
What a several day.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
My anxiety is so high. That just
I miss Bia. I hope Bia's okay. Can we bring Bia back?
She is fine.
I like her.
yeah. Let's bring her back.
Jeez. All right. Well, we got to wrap up because
I'm sorry I went a little over. I was fully
Okay.
expecting when I told you exactly how to handle this that you might pay attention to me. But
No, why would we do that? No, imagination only.
I rolled something. I got an answer. I ignored the answer.
Yes. Sounds good to me.
I love
I'm
how
sorry.
like, oh, is it the mustard stain?
That was so good.
That was so
Oh,
funny,
shit.
Harley.
I'm a comedian. What can I
I'm
say?
I'm trying. I'm fucking trying. All right. I figured the time loop episode could be a good way to go. I'm sorry, Victor, that you got thrust into an alternate dimension, but at least you didn't kill anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was close to. That's okay.
Thank you all so much for supporting this episode. I know Fuck Shit Up wasn't as flamey and you know, explodey.
What was the fuck shit up thing?
Yeah, the fuck shit up thing was the consequence. Victor being thrust into an alternate
Oh.
dimension
I
with
had a feeling.
with a Shiva witch. It could have gone a lot worse, but like honestly, sometimes like there's just nothing catastrophic.
I was
On
so
the
happy
docket.
when you were like, yeah, and she pulls her necklace and it's 9 a.m. again. Like all of us were like, no, it's not.
No, it's not.
You got me. I forgot that magic doesn't work in there. Good job. I'm sorry. Yeah, the watch was a red herring. The watch is completely normal. There's nothing wrong.
Wow. Fuck that one.
I like that though. I like there's a red herring. That's fun.
That was good.
Yeah.
I figured.
Fuck that
we
hot
should've
ass
saved
juniper.
that for the Patreon.